Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 56 of Punching Up, Last Stand Media's weekly Nintendo podcast. I am your host, as always, Brad Ellis, and joining me, I have my two lovely co-hosts. First this week, we're going to start with Gene Park. Gene, how are you, my friend? I just saw you yesterday.
Yeah, good. Shout out to Dustin for filling in for me last week.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you might have missed me. Some of you didn't, obviously, of course.
We missed you, Gene.
I know, but yeah. To explain my absence, I was doing my annual colonoscopy. As I mentioned on yesterday's Summon Sign, we are the video game podcast network that is most focused on colonoscopies.
That's right.
I don't think there's any other game podcast that is an expert on this subject as much as we are, and talk about it as much as we do. But yeah, it was a clean bill of health. It was awesome. I also have family in town too, but yeah, clean bill of health, and I don't have to. They're not annual anymore. I don't have to worry about them annually.
Oh,
excellent!
Yes.
Yeah, they're like, no, we'll see you in 3 years. You're good for now. So
excellent, dude. Love to hear that. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good to see Jack again as well. The little kitty. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Mrs. Micah Moriarty joining us as well. Micah, how are you today?
I'm very well, thanks, Gene. Don't you worry about not being missed, because it only took Dustin doing one episode for there to be a Reddit thread asking that he replace me on the show. So don't worry about it, Gene. You're not the one who they're trying to get rid of.
Man. Come on, guys.
That's crazy talk.
Everyone's great.
Yeah.
I think we have fun here.
We do.
Have fun.
I have a lot of fun on this show.
Yeah,
this show feels relaxed.
I think actually Dustin's kind of boring these days.
Damn.
I'm kidding. I see Dustin hate all the time too, so it sucks. You know, like everyone hates all of us except for Brad. Everyone loves Brad for some reason.
Dude, everyone fucking loves Brad. All right. I think part of it's because they're just so mesmerized. They're like, look how tall he is. You ever seen a person that tall?
Yeah, 6'8".
Dude,
right,
there's just no fucking way that Brad's 6'2". There's just no way.
You've
right? Like,
I've
next
seen
to
him.
me.
You've seen him,
and you're like 6'3".
I'm not that much
least.
taller than Colin.
No.
Colin's like 6'1", right?
He's only 6 feet. No, he's 6 feet even.
Well, I got 2 inches on him.
You got 3 at least.
Maybe I'm 2.5. Maybe 6'2.5". How about that?
I'll give you that, because I'm just like, there's just no way this man is 6'2". There's just no way.
Dude, Gene's very tall as well.
Yeah. I'm just a little shorter than Brad. I mean, there was that time when we were all in New York, and then you see Brad, me, and Chris Reagan walking towards you guys. It's like
bunch of hooligans.
Here, me and Brad are just an interracial couple, and here's our son Chris.
Yeah,
a Puerto Rican son.
Dude, the ultimate picture was like Brad, Maddie, Chris, like, because it's like Maddie also is just
Maddie's
like,
tall, yeah.
That guy's hitting the ceilings in here, all right.
Well, Maddie's super tall.
He's like tall. He's like 6'1", I think.
Yo, wow! I did not expect
or maybe
that.
6'2". He's like pretty much my height.
I think Maddie's like 6'5".
I didn't expect Maddie to be that tall. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised, but we keep talking about how Maddie has the historical face. Like he looks like he could be in Kingdom Come Deliverance,
right? Yeah.
And then those guys are short. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he looks like he could be Henry's buddy,
Yeah,
Michael, I've been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, so that's why I'm actually naturally able to reference it now.
Oh, dude, there's literally, when you get to a certain point in the game, because you may have noticed that the splash screens, when you start up the game, change. The longer you play the game, they give you new ones. And there's one of them that just dead ass looks like Maddie. There's one of them where it's a dude, and it's like, it looks, just because I said it to Colin, I was playing on the TV, I was like, bro, like, look at that, that's Maddie right there. And he's like, it does look like him.
I gotta play the game more.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that. The splash screens are beautiful in the loading screens.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, they're making this game look way more
really
epic than it is, actually. So, I'm not saying the game is bad. The game's all excellent. But, I can't believe you played on the Switch, bro. That's crazy.
Oh, dude, I mean that.
You make me
was rough.
I'm so curious now what it looks like on the Switch, because I'm playing on the Steam Deck and it's a good time.
It was really bad. It was really, really bad. And you
Yeah,
know me, like I'm not the graphics guy. So if I'm saying it looked really bad, it was indeed like Minecraft level graphics at times. Like you're
I might
just
have to
like,
pick
yeah,
it up
that's
on
a
the
person.
Switch. I might have to get a physical just as a collector's item. You know?
Yeah, you sent a
literally-
screenshot one time and it looked horrendous.
Yeah, I sent a screenshot of what the rain looked like because the rain was so opaque that you really couldn't see. Like it was because it's like pitch black at night and the rain drops were just these big white rectangles and it really was like Minecraft style rain. It's like you just can't see anything. But they actually have a copy of it, Gene, at my local GameStop. There was a Switch copy of Kingdom Come Deliverance. And I was just out on the shelf. I was like, of all the things for you to have in stock, that was unexpected.
That's right. Yeah. All right, everybody. Before we get into the show, please check us out on patreon.com/laststandmedia if you'd like to support us over there. You can get early access to this show as well as pretty much all our other shows by being a patron over there. You can also write into our shows over there. So if you want to write in anything to this show, patreon.com/laststandmedia is the place to be. We also got some merch at laststandmedia.store if you want to get some shirts. I know we were low on the stand down shirts last time or sweatshirts last time I asked you, but we probably got a few more.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. Barring orders that exist that I have not processed yet, I believe we still have a couple in XL and 2X. And then I think there's like a size small shirt remaining.
Okay.
That'll probably be here till the day I die.
Yeah, big boys, rise up, get those sweatshirts. Tiny humans, get that small shirt.
Please buy it.
Yeah, please buy
out of my house.
Yeah. Also, if you enjoy the show, please leave us a good rating, 5 stars, whatever the hell they do nowadays on your podcast service of choice to help us grow. Likes, whatever, all that good stuff on YouTube. Subscribe to us there. It really does help us grow. We want the show to continue to spread. You know, we want to be, and I think we are the most degenerate Nintendo show by far. So let's keep that going. Let's keep growing. All right. First up right here, we got a little write-in from Cameron. What's up, guys? After the 3DS conversation last week, and mainly due to never owning one, I went out and spent $500 on the SNES XL version, and I fully blame Brad and Dustin for the financial decision. I'll be invoicing LSM promptly. Keep fisting those tight bricks. Well, Dustin started it, so you could find him. I was a victim of Dustin's influence as well. So find Dustin, all right? Because it is expensive. Oh, Gene, did you see mine? My Monster Hunter one?
Oh, well, whoa. That's beautiful.
It's very sharp.
Damn.
Oh, it's sharp.
That's a good one for you or whatever.
Yeah. I got Pushmo on it now, thanks to Dustin.
I bought a 3DS like way late. I bought it right before I moved out of Hawaii, which is 10 years ago now at this point.
Yeah.
I bought it pretty late, and I wish I got the Zelda one.
I know, me too. I wish I
just
got
got a gray one. So
yeah, alas.
Yeah,
but now, yeah. Will you say something, Micah?
I was gonna say, to our dear listener, they're not the only ones who dropped a bunch of money.
Oh, really?
3DS stuff.
Oh, no.
I didn't spend that much, but after our conversation with Dustin, I don't have a cool hacked 3DS. But I was like, I still had some GameStop money to spend. Mm-hmm. So I went ahead and I haven't gotten them yet, but I ordered Super Mario 3D Land because Brad told me I'd love it. And if Brad lied to me, he's going to have to hear about it.
Play 3D.
No. I got Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, which is a DS game. And I love Fire Emblem, so I'm going to try that out. And then Kirby Superstar Ultra for DS, which is a remake of the, SNES game. So... I'm excited about those 3 titles. They should be arriving to me this week.
Nice. I did install Triple Deluxe as well, Micah.
Yay.
So I will play it sometime. I'll be sure to let you know.
I actually want to do a replay of that soon. So whenever you check it out, I'll hit up a couple levels because I haven't played it in years.
Yeah, okay. Spoiler cast on Triple Deluxe.
Mini spoiler cast and impressions.
Yeah. All right. Hey, everybody. There was a direct surprise. Nintendo, of course, is doing a last minute announcement, so we just watched it. We're fresh off it. We're all very tired. But, Micah, how did you feel about the Direct overall so far? First thoughts.
Yeah.
Of course, our thoughts can change over time, but just gut reaction right now.
Gut reaction, not the best. I'm never the one who says that, okay? I got a couple games on the list that I'm interested in, but I was myself thinking like another rhythm game, another rhythm game, another rhythm game. Like, it just was like, this is a kind of a weird surprise Direct.
Yeah. Gene, how are you feeling?
Yeah, really weird surprise direct. Obviously, a lot of cool things on there. So this is kind of like our version of a PlayStation State of Play for the last 2 years, where it's like,
Yeah.
some good stuff, but not exactly what we wanted. But I mean, like some undeniably great stuff, right?
Yeah.
So,
Of course.
but given the proximity to next week's milestone direct, this was a strange one to also have too. So
Yeah. I'm kind of treating this Direct as an appetizer. That's how I'm choosing to look at it. I'm like, all right, it's just the prelude. We're getting our like jalapeno poppers, our mozzarella sticks right now. We're waiting for that big.
This is our bloomin' onion. Right?
Yeah, we're waiting for that sizzling
hell
fajita
yeah.
or something like that from Chili's.
Bloomin' onion.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I'm kind of with you guys. It is all right. There's some cool stuff in here, of course, but there was some very stuff that I like actually laughed out loud when I saw. So silently in my room when the sun was not up yet. But yeah, here we are.
Yeah, Brad, you're talking about we're coming to you, fresh, and it's like I'm feeling as fresh as like a gas station ham sandwich right now. Like,
yeah, I woke up for this and I was like, the sun's not even up yet, dude. I was like so bummed out. I was like, fuck you, Nintendo.
That sucks.
It's gonna be even earlier Tuesday. I mean, it's Switch 2, so no problem, but still. Damn you, Nintendo.
Yeah, that's gonna be so early for everyone. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's weird that Nintendo like cares about like the East Coast time all of a sudden for the Switch 2. It's really strange.
I wonder if it's just like for Japan and everywhere else, I guess.
Maybe.
I don't know. Sucks if you're in Hawaii though. Get owned, I guess. Or whatever.
Yeah, wow.
But before we talk about everything, I just want to say this. I saw that people were saying the pre-order date for Switch 2 is going to be April 2nd, the same day as the Direct or whatever. So if you are interested in getting one, be ready. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to have like 5 websites up, Wario 64 up, ready to go. Going to get this shit done. All right. Let's start with the first game they showed. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake.
Great.
Looks great. Looks very much like 3 as we expected. I played 3 recently, so did Mike. You finished it, right?
I did.
Yeah. Yumi, we just both finished it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it looks good. No date, though, still. Just 2025. I was like, but it still looks nice. Very down. Any thoughts about this, you guys?
Yeah, I'm disappointed about the no date because I'm like, we're showing it again. Still no date. And I'm just kind of like, why, dude? Like, I am excited for this. The farther away from 3 that I am, the more that I liked it. I just didn't know what to expect out of it. So I am going to play these and I'm excited for them. But I'm like, dude, come on, stop doing this. How many times are you going to show this to me and just say 2025? How many?
Yeah. Gene, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what quality of life or whatever changes could be on there. So, but I feel like the trailer just really didn't give us any information other than look how good this looks, which looks great. So
yeah, it does.
I'm already in. So
yeah, we're all in.
I still haven't finished Dragon Quest 3, so there's that. But to have the whole trilogy, the Urgic trilogy, is cozy as hell. So
yeah, hell yeah. I haven't played these.
That's definitely an exciting first announcement.
Yeah, sure. I haven't played these, so I am excited, and I'm happy they're doing these. So shout out Square, good job. All right, next we had No Sleep for Kaname Date. I don't know how you say his name. From the AI Summonus files. I have not played any of these games. Gene, are you know anything about these? No? I know people like these games a lot. Micah, do you have any experience with these?
I don't. And I was like, I realized as I was watching the trailer, like how in-depth the investigations were. And it's like, oh yeah, I mean, this is way different than something like MEO, The Smiling Man, where the game like almost doesn't let you fail. It's like, yeah, you're investigating the scene, but you're not really doing puzzles in that game. And this just looked like dialed up to 11 in terms of the detective work. So I'm not sure it's for me, but I'd like to see more.
Yeah. Yeah, you're this detective and you have this like AI girl in your left eye or something like that. And he's driving around solving cases with her. Lots of puzzles. Looks pretty switchy, but I know a lot of people are big fans of these games, so I'm happy for you guys out there. But I probably won't play it. Okay. Then we had Raido Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army. This is like... So, I don't know exactly this. I know this is an SMT kind of like spin-off game, but I'm not familiar with this kind of SMT game or whatever it is at all. But it looks cool. It's an action combat game instead of like a turn-based one.
Yeah, I might check it out.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting actually. Looks like it takes place in the past. Sorry, I know a bunch of SMT people are like freaking out, but I just don't know anything about it. But Mike,
yeah, same here. But Atlas action RPG. I'm into it.
Yeah.
I always some things would rather play an action game for an Atlas game than turn based. Like Persona 5 Strikers. So.
Yeah. Micah, what did you think of this game?
Yeah, I am actually excited about this. I don't know anything about the original game, but the whole time I was watching it, like Gene said, I said, all right, yeah, action game instead of the turn-based combat. I could use a little bit of like a different twist on seeing like all my favorite, demons in the games, like, because of course it's a hallmark of playing like the Persona games. It's like, oh, sweet, I love that little guy. So yeah, I'm actually excited for this. I put a star next to it. I put a star next to like the games I definitely want to buy.
Oh, okay.
And so that one got a star.
Yeah, actually, I just looked up. This is part of the Devil Summoner series. This was released on PlayStation 2, and it kind of does look like a PlayStation 2 game in March 2nd, 2006. So it's been a long time, but very cool. See this come back. I'm sure a lot of people are freaking out. I think there's 2 games, though, but they only have the first one here. So that's interesting, but maybe they'll do the next one if it does well. All right, then we had Shadow Labyrinth. This is that Pac-Man Metroidvania game where he's going around. The Pac-Man's eating guys and you're getting powers from them. Gene, you're not in the Metroidvania mood right now at all, but what did you think of this?
I mean, I'm not in Metroidvania mood except if it's Metroid. So,
or Castlevania.
Or Castlevania, but Shadow Labyrinth is cool. I'm interested in the vibe. And it looks like you get mechs. It looks like Pac-Man. You pair up with Pac-Man to control mechs. So I'm in a huge mech mood. So it looked kind of interesting. I might check it out.
Okay.
I mean, I'm tired of Metroidvanias, but I always check them out though. That's the thing. I'm always willing to give them a shot because it's not a bad genre at all. And these are great games, and I'm wanting one to hook me back in. So.
Yeah. Micah, we know these aren't your type of games, the spaghetti maps, but what did you think of what you saw?
No, I love the concept of it. It was really cool to see Pac-Man just like, I don't know, just devouring people so savagely. I was like, that's pretty cool. I like the idea of it. Gameplay wise, no, it's not something that really entices me. But I'll be excited to hear what people think of it because this is the ideas that I like to see. It's like, it sounds so wacky. And then actually seeing it executed, I'm like, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm curious about it. I'll keep an eye on it. I think it looks all right. I'm not blown away by it or anything like that, but the idea of being with Pac-Man in a Metroidvania is very funny to me, especially when they showed him like going around going, wah, 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 I'm like actually eating the stuff in it. And I was like, all right, that's cool. I respect that. So a fun twist on Pac-Man. Gene, was this a secret level, this game?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep, that's the secret level Pac-Man concept. So,
all right. Well, the game's finally coming.
The one that was starring Alex Lee.
There you go. Okay, next up we had Patapon 1+2 Replay. Kind of surprised to see this. Patapon old PSP games. There was some remasters, I think, on PS4, but it's making its way to Switch. And I think this is a really good idea for Sony. These games have been out for a long time. It's like they're like, it's not day one game. These games are old as hell. You might as well put these old games you're not really doing anything with on newer systems. What did you guys think though? Patpon's pretty fun if you've never played it.
Dude, What if PlayStation just ends up releasing all of their good games on the Nintendo Switch?
That'd be awesome.
Instead of PlayStation, like, hey, we get Patapon and Mr. Mosquito and all these old classics. You all can keep fucking Horizon, go keep playing your Horizon Forbidden West, Colin. We'll take these PlayStation games for sure. No problem.
Yeah. Micah, what'd you think of this?
I dislike rhythm games just in general. I'm very bad at them. So I thought that this looked very cute, very charming. I'm like, oh, these guys are like adorable. They had like that kind of like a Pikmin quality to them. But
yeah, they are cute.
I know myself. I'm really bad at rhythm games. So I'm like, it's not for me, but I liked watching that little trailer.
Yeah. These are already on PlayStation, so sure, throw them on Switch. Yeah, why not? It's probably a good spot to play those games because they were handhelds originally, so like to see it. All right, Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. Mike, I'm looking at you for this one. You just smiled you just looked delighted when I brought this up, so talk to us about it.
So I actually have heard of this game because Christmas break when I played Story of Season, Trio of Towns, and then it just got me saying like, okay, what other ones in the series do people really enjoy that are like easily available? This one is not so easily available. It was on DS, I think. And so but this kept coming up. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar kept coming up on the forums as people's like one of their favorite games in the series, but one that's a little expensive to find depending on where you shop. And so I kept seeing it, but I was like, well, I'm not really trying to hunt down rare games right now. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I saw this and I was like, oh my God, it's Grand Bazaar, because I have not played this myself, but it kept coming up on the forums. Every time I looked for which Story of Seasons game should I play, which Harvest Moon game should I play, this kept coming up. So I am indeed very excited. This will be top of the list for me to get.
Oh, wow. And you can get married in it, Mike. I know that's always your goal in these games.
That is always the goal. And it's an interesting like change up to have the little shop that you run, the bazaar, and you have your own little booth. Because of course in these games you are selling like your animal products and like your crops that you grow, but it's like usually like you put them in a box at the end of the day, and then the mailman comes and you get your money the next day, right? So it's different from this concept of actually setting up your little shop and having customers and everything. So I'm very excited for this.
Nice. Yeah. Gene, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, Story of Seasons is a good franchise. I just haven't checked them out, but
yeah, same boat. There was a funny shot in this trailer where he's like gliding around with like a leaf or something. Looks straight out of the Wind Waker.
For sure.
I appreciate that. Good stuff. Okay. Well, we'll hear from Micah, I'm sure, when it's actually out.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Finally saw a little more of this game. We saw Samus on planet Viros walking around. Looks like a jungle planet. They said it has like a giant tree in the middle and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Before I get into a little more details, Gene, what'd you think, man?
No release date, I think.
Nope.
Which is a little surprising and disappointing.
Just 2025.
So I mean, maybe we might get one next Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever. Tuesday. Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Wednesday. You're right.
But yeah, I mean, it looks good. Just waiting for a release date, basically, and she gets psychic powers. I was like, oh, Metroid / Psy-Up the Mind Gate conspiracy. I don't know. I always want to reference Psy-Up's Mind Gate conspiracy. But yeah, it looks cool. Metroid Prime.
I noticed her face shield's like not green in this game; it's purple, so that's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah. Also, they released the cover art. Looks really.
Oh, did they? I haven't
sexy.
seen it yet. Okay.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley just tweeted it.
Oh shit! I'll have to look at that in a second.
Looks nice and sexy. So,
but some of the mind powers they showed her like being able to control her shots, like in slow mo, almost like that. So that could be interesting and used for puzzles in fun ways, perhaps. Micah, what did you think about this? So.
It's okay, be honest. This is my chance to get up and get something to eat. I watched. Okay. I know. Okay. I brought the laptop. I woke up. Okay. I had the laptop. I was sitting on my couch watching the direct. When this happened, I was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to go get a banana. So I brought the laptop with me to the kitchen and I was glancing at it. while eating a banana. Then I had banana hands, had to wash them. I missed a little bit. So I'm very excited for all of you. But it doesn't do anything for me. You know, I wish it did. I wish I was excited alongside the rest of you. But this is the thing, like, as excited as you are for that, that's my Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. So,
Okay.
you know, like that is how excited I feel for that. But this, it just didn't do anything for me. I'm so sorry.
Well, you should be, Micah, okay? It looks awesome. I'm stoked to play it. But at the end, we see Samus in like a red suit also like that. So, of course, she'll get new suits. It looks pretty good for a Switch game. And ran 60 frames per second, so I'm happy about that. Very excited. Just 2025. Hopefully, we'll find out the date next week. All right. Then we had Disney Villains Cursed Cafe. It looks like
Let's move on, man.
Well, we got to ask Micah real quick. Micah, you want to make some potions with Disney villains?
No, I love the villains the most. This, I don't mean this as an insult. Rick Hogue, I can't wait to hear what he thinks about this because I think he'll be all over it. But I love Disney villains, but I want them to be, you know, like sort of inaccessible and just away from us, mysterious, you know? Like I don't want Cruella de Vil coming into my coffee shop. I love that Yzma is in it though, because The Emperor's New Groove is like one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. So
that movie
it's
rules.
Cool to see, but I am not into this.
Yeah, I was happy to see Captain Hook there. Love him as well.
Yes.
But yeah, this is out now. I probably won't play it, but cool. I'm sure a lot of people are excited for it. We'll hear from Rick, I'm sure, about this.
I hope so.
Yes. Okay, then we had Witchbrook, which is from Chucklefish. I think that's the Stardew Valley dev, I want to say off the top of my head. But this is their new game. I'll double check that in a second. But this is like a you're going to a magic school, your Hogwarts kind of school like that. You're doing stuff, but you got like in the school, mixing potions, all that stuff, but then you got to do jobs to pay for tuition, all that stuff. It looks very cute, actually. I like the way it looks a lot. Micah, what'd you think?
Yeah, I am excited for this. I had never heard of it, and I think it does look very cute, very charming. It seems like this is a game where there's maybe no conflict. So, you know, more of a, like less, because even Stardew Valley kind of had the big thing where it's like, yeah, you're fighting against like a corporation that's trying to take over your town, essentially. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if this game has like a main conflict or if it's more Story of Seasons like, where you're just playing your little life sim and bopping around town doing your tasks. But either way, I do like the look of this. I did put a star next to it, especially if it's coming out holiday. Perfect for Last Stand holiday break. That's exactly the type of game to play during that time.
Sorry, Chucklefish is the publisher of what's it called? Stardew Valley, not the developer. That's made by one guy. But they've done stuff like Wargroove and stuff like that, so this seems right up their alley. But Gene, what'd you think about this?
I have no opinion on it.
No opinion? All right.
Yeah.
Gene, you don't want to be a cute little witch going to college? No, like this is when I kept checking the chat periodically and just seeing people be like, where's Sonic? You know, where's this? It was literally the dude on the...
Where's Silk Song? It's Silk Song.
Oh, exactly.
Silk Song.
Fools.
It was literally though, like on the third game, the comments were saying like, where's this? Where's that? And it's like, I mean, we've only seen 3 things. Now I agree with you guys later on. Where was X, Y, and Z? But it's like, dude, they only showed us 3 things. You think they're going to lead out with like the blockbuster title? Well, spoiler alert, you know, there wasn't really one.
There wasn't really one. But yeah, I think this looks kind of cute. I'll keep an eye on it. All right, then we had, I think this was kind of a quick one, The Eternal Life of Goldman. You're just some old man with a Scrooge McDuck cane and a platformer. Looks like hand-drawn animation. Looks really cool. I'm actually going to keep an eye on this game. I'd play it. It looks really fun if it's like DuckTales or something like that. Gene, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it looked kind of cool. DuckTales vibes. Art style looks cool. So, you know,
yeah.
I'll keep an eye on it, but not something I'm super interested in for now.
Yeah. Micah?
I wrote a parentheses... No, and I wrote
you get to be an old man.
Like, I wrote "Tell Dagon" in my notes because it's hand drawn. So I was like, yeah, I know someone who would actually probably really love this. But for me, especially you keep referencing DuckTales, which I have 0 knowledge of. like games.
I'm just
show
talking about the
anything.
cane bounce. That's about
Oh
it.
no, I just mean, yeah, like as a reference point, I'm like, yeah, I don't know shit about. Like if it's supposed to be a reference, for example, if it's supposed to be like, oh, tickle the nostalgia of DuckTales fans, it's like I don't fucking know shit about DuckTales in any capacity, you know. So,
Yep.
But I'm gonna tell my brother-in-law about this. I think he'll really like it.
Yeah, I think you'll like the visual style of it. But yeah, it looks pretty cool to me, so I'll be checking that out. All right, Gradius Origins. Pretty cool to see a Gradius collection. I like Gradius games. Gene, do you like Gradius games?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is remember this is in canon with Zone of the Enders. So
Yeah, dude. And there's a new Gradius game. What was it called at the end? It was I forgot what it was, but there's a new game they're adding with it as well, which is really cool. Sorry, I can't find what it is in this trailer real quick. But yeah, there's a new game with it as well. Then we had Rift of the Necrodancer. This looks like, well, it's a spin-off of Crypt of the Necrodancer, but it looks like a Guitar Hero kind of game. Could be fun. I liked Crypt of the Necrodancer and Cadence of Hyrule. But it looks like there's some crossovers they're adding. There was Pizza Tower, there's Celeste. So if you're into Guitar Hero stuff and Crypt of the Necrodancer, this would be right up your alley. Micah, what'd you think of this?
Oh, I just put rhythm battle game in
Rhythm
the
battle
notes.
game, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gene, any interest?
I like the art style.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Then we got Tamagotchi Plaza. I kind of checked out right here when this was going. I didn't even look at any of this. Yeah.
I feel like we should just keep moving for a lot of these, honestly.
All right. Then we had Pokemon ZA. Of course, next big Pokemon coming.
Yeah, no one cares. I'm kidding.
They had they showed a lot of what we kind of knew just in the city.
We've already this felt like filler. I mean, this part felt like, okay, do we really need to do this direct? You know, like,
sure, yeah.
I don't know.
No, I get it. But then
give us a Metroid Prime 4 direct, and that could have been it. But you know,
yeah. I will say the one thing they showed is like the battling with other trainers that night. I do like that idea of it's pretty peaceful in the day, but night showtime. Looking forward to beat some people up in the night as a Pokemon trainer. Micah, you're slowly going to begin your Pokemon journey. What do you think of this?
I do like the aspect of them explaining, you know, even more like, okay, yeah, the Pokemon, you're in the city and there's these wild areas, and then sometimes they're not in the wild areas. Sometimes they're just in the city. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, I do like the idea that it's the nightlife is where the battles happen. That's a cool concept. It makes sense for being in the city. I hope there's like a little red light district where like the sexy Pokemon come out to dance or something. I don't know. Yeah.
That'd be interesting. All right, then we had Rhythm Heaven Groove. Hey, Rhythm Heaven's back. I never played this. This was on DS. It's a Nintendo series that a lot of people like. This is probably another rhythm game that Micah zoned out on that was coming on. Gene, were you stoked about this? Do you have any experience with Rhythm Heaven?
No, but it looks cute.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I know people like these games a lot. So it's cool to see it back. I like the little guy they had walking around and jumping. Looks fun.
Yeah, like I put in my notes cutesy, you know, mini rhythm games collection. So it does look adorable, but I just fucking hate rhythm games, man. But I gotta give a shout out to my middle school music teacher, Miss Shishak. Taught us how to spell the word rhythm with like this little dance that you would do.
Cool.
And I have used that for my entire life. And let me tell you, I was spelling rhythm so many times in my notes today. And I was just like, thank you, because it never left me the way that she like taught us how to spell it.
That's awesome. All right. Then we had Nintendo Switch virtual game cards. So this is a very Nintendo thing. When I saw this, I was like, this is extremely Nintendo, this whole thing. They're trying to like capture that feeling and being able to share your digital game copies. So if you buy a game digitally, you get a virtual game cartridge essentially, and you can share it with someone. Like, I think you can share with a friend or someone on your My Nintendo account and stuff like that. And what's interesting about it is, well, you could share it with someone, but you can't play it, of course, because it's supposed to capture like a physical one. But if you give it to someone, I thought it was funny that it lasts for 2 weeks. So just in case you give to someone, they're trying to keep it. It's like, nuh-uh, I get it back in 2 weeks. But kind of interesting, I guess. They already have some kind of things where you can like share libraries with other Switches, but it was like remote play almost, or play anywhere, Gene, where it's like, hey, you can play on this and transfer to your other Switch really easily. But very Nintendo, whole thing going on. Any thoughts?
I have no issue with this because I'm not sharing my game with anyone. So,
Right.
but I have to imagine that this is great for families at least.
Yeah.
So, a really quirky announcement, but seems like a net win, positive.
Yeah. To me, it's inoffensive. It's like, all right, Micah, what'd you think?
No, I agree. I don't have a specific use for this, but it is cool for families. If you buy your digital copy of Mario Wonder on your Switch, then you can let your kid borrow it for 2 weeks, etc. Or if they have a game that they are like, you're like, hey, I'd like to check that out. I do love like the 2-week feature, just because that does feel very like child centric. You have to give the game back. All right, don't make mom log into the Switch and do it for you. It's like, no, it'll just do it on its own. In 2 weeks you get your game back. I just find that very cute.
Give it to someone with Tears of the Kingdom and be like, good luck, you gotta beat it before then.
Dude, yeah, it's like renting it from like a video store back in the day. It's like, hope that your save file is still on at the next time you're able to rent it. Next time your mom says, yes, you can rent this, and it's like, to chance.
Yeah, I am curious about this feature. I look forward to seeing how it kind of evolves. And they did confirm Switch 2 will also do that as well. All right, then we had quick rapid fire. We had High on Life coming into the Switch. It looks really bad visually, I think. I was like, woof, when I saw that. Star Overdrive, some like, I don't know, going around on a hover surfboard kind of thing. Not really for me. Then we had The Wandering Village. I remember this game on PC. It looked kind of interesting, but on Switch it looks real ugly. So I would never play it there. Then we had Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time. Micah, are you into Fantasy Life?
No, I've never played one. And of course, I was like, why are you putting these ones going by so fast? Because there was a couple, I was like, I wanted to see a little bit more of that. But yeah, I've never played Fantasy Life, but this intrigues me.
Yeah, it's like a co-op farming sim. I've never played these either, but there's classes and stuff like that. So it's level 5. My beloved level 5 is making these games now, so that's what it is. All right, then we had Saga Frontier 2 remastered. This actually looks pretty cool to me. I really like the way it looks. It reminds me of The Legend of Mana remaster that came out years ago on PS4. Gene, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is a big surprise. I know a lot of fans, Saga fans, so huge announcement.
Yeah.
Another game I have no time to check out, especially since I started Romancing Saga 2, and I'd rather finish that one first. So
yeah. Micah, what did you think of this?
Yeah, so they already had remastered the first Saga Frontier, right? And I had not played that. Seeing this one made me say, okay, I think I'd want to go back, play that first one, and then jump into this as well, because I like everything that I saw here. I have no familiarity with the series at all, but I liked what I saw. So that's on the list now for me to go back and check out that first remake.
Cool. Yeah, let me know how that is, because I am curious about it as well. All right, then we had Monument Valley 1 and 2, which were phone games that are now coming to Switch. I've played a little bit of Monument Valley, and I really liked it, so I'm kind of curious about this. But at the end, they announced Monument Valley 3 is coming later this year, so that's cool. I might check this out. Gene, any thoughts?
Don't really care.
Don't care? All right, Micah.
No, the whole time I was just like, this is not for me at all. The chat was not having it either.
All right, this one surprised me. Now we got Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. I did not expect this to come back.
All the good PlayStation games,
Well, yeah, this is a brand new one. I think this is Bandai who is publishing in this. So Bandai's been doing some Sony IPs they're not really doing anything with. They put out Freedom Wars earlier this year. I think they're doing Patapon as well, and this. But this is a brand new game. Very interesting to see this. Everybody's Golf, or Hot Shots Golf here, is very beloved, so I am curious. I hope this is good. This is also coming to PS5 and PC, so no Xbox, but I'm going to keep an eye on this game. I love golf games. They're fun. Micah, what about you? You like golf games?
I do and I don't. Like every once in a while, I'll be like, okay, I'll play that. But this didn't do it for me yet. But I'd like to, if you loved it, Brad, if you're like, oh no, this is really cool, you gotta check it out.
Dude, good golf games. Really good golf games.
This is huge. No, these are the best golf games.
Yeah, so, they're really good.
Yeah.
This is the return of the best golf franchise. So that's why when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is huge. Again, PlayStation, the Nintendo Switch getting all the great PlayStation franchises, that'd be a win.
Yeah, this is a big deal for some people.
Yeah, Dustin's
really
a huge
cool.
fan of this too.
Yeah,
so.
Dustin's
Is
probably
he?
pumped. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, all right. I'll put a star next to it. How about
Hot
that?
Shots Golf, like don't sleep on it. This is simply the best golf game ever made. The best golf game series ever made.
Well, that's
Really-
Kirby's Dream Course, Gene.
Really
like, how
fun,
dare
really
you.
cute stuff. Great music, great characters.
Yeah.
Really
so
happy to see this franchise come
yeah,
back.
I'm happy to see it back. Someone's doing something with it, so that's good. If Sony doesn't want to do anything with it, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Someone else can make it. All right, then we had Marvel Cosmic Invasion. This is, I don't know if they're developing this, but at least published by Dotemu. Or no, it's by Tribute. Okay, so this is a beat 'em up. It looks pretty cool, dude. A Marvel one where you get to be a bunch of Marvel characters like Wolverine, Spider-Man, Venom. Looks really fun. Looks like Shredder's Revenge. A lot like that game, and that was a lot of fun to me. So I think this looks pretty sick. Mike, I know you and Colin played Shredder's Revenge. Do you think you'll play this with him?
Yeah, he loves those beat 'em up games. I don't, but it's usually the only chance of like a co-op game to play together. So if he's interested in this, I'll be playing it. I thought it looked cool. As someone who just isn't really a big fan of the genre, I was like, man, this looks awesome. Seeing all the X-Men flying around and shit, Captain America's in there. I was like, this looks great.
Yeah, it looks good. Gene, what do you think?
Yeah, it looks great. I feel like I was hoping that it was going to be a shadow drop today. I was like this looks cool. I wish I could.
Yeah,
play
that
it
would have
right
been
now,
sick.
You know, yeah.
But yeah, it looks good. Captain America in there too as well. Very nice.
Yeah, Marvel beat 'em up. I'm always down for that.
All right, guys. Now this was the final game we got for the whole show. Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. So I never played Tomodachi Life, so I have no context for that kind of stuff. But I saw this and I was like, I don't get it. I hope you guys have fun. I don't know. I don't even really know what you do in it, or I don't understand it that well. I guess I'll have to investigate Tomodachi Life. But do either of you have experience with Tomodachi Life?
I don't, but I have always been intrigued by it, and I'm really happy that it's coming back. So I can check out this weird ass series.
Okay,
so.
Dude, it's coming 2026. I was surprised they announced it so early.
I know,
for
Jesus.
Nintendo.
Yeah,
but that was the huge final game, and I was like, damn it! There goes my Zelda again.
Yeah, no Zelda. Jesus.
Yeah, so the Zelda dream on Switch is dead. So that's okay then. But that was our final game, I guess. Micah, what'd you think of this though?
Oh, I mean, much like Gene, I've never played this series, but I thought this is the opportunity to finally figure out what it's all about. Because Brad, like you said, I'm watching. I'm like, I don't know what it is though. Like, what are we doing? Like,
yeah,
what is it? I just love that they were like, "You ready for the big finale?" And
it's Tomodachi Life. Yeah,
I
you're
love
like, okay. Going for the hardcore
that was
audience.
pretty hilarious. Yeah. And then
Cool.
ending with that huge, like, big ass girl, in your face.
Yeah.
Like, you ever need to go ape shit?
Yeah.
It's really go crazy. That's just saying to you. I'm excited for it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we gotta wait a while. So
yeah. What the hell?
God, I hope there's a
part.
Switch. I gotta hope there's a Switch 2 version of that game because
nope, you won't see that.
It's just Switch 1, dude.
Switch exclusive. Yeah. That's the difference between the PlayStation. Nintendo is like, no, we do believe in generations. This is only on the Switch 1.
Yeah.
Imagine if they only made Switch 1 exclusive games. That would drive us
depressing.
Insane. For sure.
All right, guys. That was the final game announcement. Then we had one more big Omega announcement from the man himself, Mr. Miyamoto. Nintendo's making a new app called Nintendo Today, where it's a calendar and they'll give you news updates and stuff like that. And you can look at news. And they're like, we're going to put Switch 2 info in here. And I was like, okay. It's like a newsletter, I guess. This is extremely Nintendo as well, controlling everything. We control the message. We're Nintendo. And I was like, all right, I don't give a shit about this. But it's going to be out later today. I'll look at it to see what's going on with it. But I don't know. I don't really care. Do any of you guys care about this?
I mean, I'll download it.
Yeah, I'll check it.
Here it is. Yeah, it just booted up on the App Store. So
okay.
Right now.
Because like the only time on Switch where there's like the little news blurbs, the only time I've ever clicked on that is by accident. Like you sit on the controller and you're like, fuck, open the news thing. Because I don't need it to be in there.
Right.
news comes from Twitter and YouTube. It's like, I don't need this, but
Hey, you know what? This is great though because now I don't have to go to the Twitter for Nintendo news. I can just ignore all the Nazis and I hate women and stuff like this. I can just actually like look at video game news without people telling me how much they hate women and black people.
Gene,
Jeez.
where else would you have found out that the Twisted Tea guy died? All right, like
I
this is.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Brad didn't either.
I didn't either. You wanted to talk about some punching up, but I didn't.
Yeah, I
totally forgot to bring it up.
No, I
Please,
did forget.
Go ahead.
There was that gas station fight where the dude he completely ramshackled this guy with a can of Twisted Tea.
What?
And like these dudes were fighting in a gas station and he just wallops him with a can of Twisted Tea. It was awesome.
Damn.
He died. So that guy's now passed away. R.I.P. in peace.
Dude, R.I.P. in peace.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with the Switch app or the Nintendo Today app, you can switch between like different like vibes you want. So if you want like the Mario layout, the Animal Crossing layout, the Zelda layout, or the Splatoon layout, or the Pikmin layout, do that. So
Okay, well, what's on there? What do they got right now, Gene?
you can receive information each day about the game series you're interested in. So I will say I'm interested in all of them. I guess
Yeah.
because why not? Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles, awesome. Okay, Wario. So yeah, they include Kirby, Fire Emblem, Metroid, Xenoblade Chronicles, WarioWare, Donkey Kong, and classics as including your Zelda, Animal Crossing, and Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Michael brings up a great point. Like, exactly how much news can we get? Oh, you get like little like Instagram like little graphic design quotes of the day and stuff like that. So it's kind of like their own little social
Quote of the
platform that
day,
they basically
dude.
They control the look of it and the sound of it.
Yeah. Quote of the day is just Donkey Kong quote banana. And that's it. I hope they just do shit like that.
Well, here we go. Here's Xenoblade character portrait of Shulk, and it has art book like artwork designs of Shulk and everything like that.
Okay.
So that's cool, actually. Kind of neat.
Yeah, I feel like that's just a lot of Nintendo stuff. Kind of neat.
I mean, that's what it is. It's like a prettier version of their Twitter feed, basically, without having.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, again, without the people telling you how much they hate, people or whatever.
Oh, don't worry, you can find that anywhere. It's the internet, baby.
Yeah,
I know there's going to be a quote from Donkey Kong that's like, why aren't more women staying home?
Yeah, women in the military. Oh my God,
All right, but that was the Nintendo Direct. Like I said, the prelude I want to believe because it otherwise is just a very whatever Direct. A couple cool things, but
I'm totally with everyone that is a little irritated that they had to wake up for this. So.
Micah, tell them the story that you told me about everyone spamming that emoji at the end.
Oh my God, yeah. So when Miyamoto was on, which first of all, he looked fabulous, by the way, haircut on point. Miyamoto looked fresh as a daisy, looking real good. But yeah, like they're announcing the Nintendo Today app in the chat. Everyone was just spamming like tomato emojis. And I was like, they're throwing tomatoes at him. At first I was like, what do the tomatoes mean? And they're like, oh my God, they're throwing tomatoes. Because I told Brad, I never engage in like a live chat type setting. It's just one of those things like, yeah, I'll watch the Direct with everyone else, but I'm not typing in the chat. And so I'm like, what are they doing? What are all these tomatoes for? And they're throwing them at him.
Yeah.
Which was very funny, though. I also felt a little sad for Miyamoto. I wish he wasn't the one delivering this message that disappointed so many people.
Yeah, it feels like it's kind of weird because this feels like the swan song Switch Direct because we're going to get Switch 2 now. It's like, what a way to end it.
Yeah, I mean, really, because my expectations were a bit high because they randomly announced Xenoblade Chronicles X is just coming out. Okay? That was just a random announcement. And then they're like, all right, one more Direct. It's like, okay, well, if that was a random announcement, what's the Direct's going to have? And it was like, nothing. SpongeBob, Magic Conch.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, whatever. We're all just kind of like, meh about it. It's fine. No big deal. There's cool stuff on there, but move right along. I'll forget about it all very quickly, most of it. But the real deal is coming. That was the pre-show. Switch 2. press conference or direct coming next week. We're all stoked about that. We'll be covering that, of course. But yeah, back to you guys, I guess. I don't know where Dustin's going to put this in the show, I guess. I have no idea. We'll figure it out. All right, bye. All right, guys. Next week, we're finally going to get the Switch 2 reveal, whatever Nintendo classifies as reveal. I don't know. But we're finally getting it. It's airing on Tuesday morning, I believe, right? The 2nd, or is that a Thursday? That's a Wednesday. So April 2nd, so next Wednesday. Finally gonna get it at 6 a.m. my time, which sucks ass, but you got to do it.
Oof.
We're finally going to see it. We're going to get the details. Hopefully we'll have no more questions, but I'm sure we will. So I thought it'd be fun if we went through some predictions I wrote down, and I took some of these from the audience as well. A lot of people wrote in with predictions, and I just kind of took them and tweaked them a little bit. So we're just going to go down these lists. I have 17 right here, and we're just going to figure out what we get. And whoever wins this, I guess, we'll keep track. I guess, like, if you get it right, you get a point. We'll find a prize for the winner. Something fun.
Oh, I know the prize.
What? A pickle?
Canned bread.
That's if you lose. Well, how
you
about
know what?
How about if me and Gene lose,
it,
we'll get canned bread. But if Micah wins, you can get canned bread.
I have to remember to buy it when I go home next month. Like, I gotta go to a Big Y and get some of that canned bread.
So send some canned bread. I will eat it on the show. I will do it.
Because you know what? Win or lose, we should still try and do it for the no swearing show. And like you gotta take a bite every time you curse.
That's also a really good idea. Really good idea. But yeah, we'll figure out something goofy. Okay, guys. Let's start with question number 1. Will the new Mario Kart be titled Mario Kart 9? Simply Mario Kart 9. What do you guys think?
I think yeah.
Yeah? Gene, what do you think?
I think yes, because Mario Kart has not been named numbered titles until Mario Kart 7. This is a recent development, because it was always Super Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart whatever, DS, Mario Kart Wii, and then just out of nowhere on the 3DS, Mario Kart 7. It's like, oh yeah, we've been keeping track. This is the 7th one now, you know? And then Mario Kart 8 comes out. So, you know, as ugly as it sounds, Mario Kart 9, I think they might actually just call it Mario Kart 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also agree. It's clean. Just keep the numbers going. You really milked the hell out of 8. It's time to move on to 9. You did.
Yeah. The 8 was nice because you can turn around and it can look like an infinite symbol. So yeah. it could have been Mario Kart Infinite, you know, just like Halo Infinite or Assassin's Creed Infinite or whatever. But no, they're like, no, it's Mario Kart 8 though. So
yeah. Let's see. What do you guys think the price of the console will be for number 2?
I think $400. So
you think $400? Okay.
I think that's a safe bet.
Yep. Yeah, what do you think, Micah?
I'm rolling $399.
Okay, so 400.
Just
if it was Price is Right rules, I would have that penny on Gene though. If I went $399.99,
yeah,
and Gene's like, I'm rolling 400. We're not doing that. We don't complicate it.
Well, let's just say that we're both correct in that one.
Yeah, I think you guys are right, and I think it's gonna be 400. I'll just do something different though. I'll do 425.
You write 400.
400.
Yeah, that's for you.
Here we go. 400. There we go. Okay, number 3. Will any new systems be added to Nintendo Switch Online? Doesn't have to be...
Go ahead.
Let me clarify this. So let's just figure this out. In my head, if they announce that it's coming, that counts. It might not be launch, but that still counts in my opinion. Do you guys agree with that, or do you think it has to be launch only?
No, them saying, oh, hey, we're going to add Wii games, then I'd be like, oh, hell yeah, all right, that counts.
So you think that's so? Gene, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll happen. I think you know, the GameCube rumors have a lot of
yes, that's what I think it'll be. I think it'll be GameCube.
Dude, if we got Double Dash in there, okay, if they put Mario Kart Double Dash in there, you'll never see me again.
Oh shit, dude! Me and Gene were talking about that's how we're gonna get Twilight Princess and Wind Waker on Switch 2 is they're just going to do the GameCube versions.
Here's the thing, though. Maybe they would, because what's more valuable to them, you buying the game or you subscribing to the service? And I don't like that business theory, but which one do they prefer? Maybe the subscription.
Yeah. All right. Number 4 here. What is the price of the new Pro Controller?
What's it currently cost? I don't remember.
It's like
$80.
Is
it $80?
$70 or $80, yeah. So, I think about the same.
You think the same? Well, I'm looking on Amazon right now. I don't know if it's just because it's on sale. Oh, okay. This is different. On Nintendo's official website, it says 70.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 70. It's like, what does a Dual Shock go for, or Dual Sense? Or I want to say it's going to be like a little more expensive.
80.
I'm going to say it's like 80 or 75. I'm going to put 75. Gene, what do you think?
I'll say 80.
80? Okay.
Yeah.
And Micah, what do you think?
I'm going to go 70.
70. Okay, I like this. All a little different. I think 80 might be the most realistic.
Yeah.
Seems like anytime there's a new console life, it's like everything goes up by $10. Okay. Number 5. Will there be a new Mario game at launch? The system launching with it. Not release window, launch. Now, let me remind you, Switch did not launch with a Mario game. Odyssey came a little after that.
I'm going to say yes.
And I'm going to say, hold on, I'm going to say Mario Kart doesn't count. It's got to be like a new proper Mario game.
Yeah, like a Mario Odyssey thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes, only because we all kind of know that the Switch 2 is very late. Like, this should have already been ready. They got to have one ready by now. Like, it's been so fucking long.
You'd hope.
So I just feel like if the rumors were true, and according to like all the retailers who were upset at them dragging their feet releasing Switch 2 and it was supposed to be out last year, I just simply feel like they must have a Mario game ready. They must.
They have to. Yeah.
Yeah, you think so too, Gene? Okay.
I think so too. Yeah.
I'm going to say no. Because the only reason I think no is I would love to be wrong, trust me. But I think they're going to have Mario Kart out. And I'm going to say Metroid is going to be a launch title for Switch 2 as well. And they're going to space Mario Kart out a couple months, just like they did with Odyssey.
Odyssey, yeah.
Yeah, they'll do like the Breath of the Wild Odyssey.
Yeah, Mario Wonder was also a holiday game too. So yeah, you might be right about that actually.
But hey, dude, if that's a launch game too, we're sitting pretty, guys.
I mean, that's the thing though. Like the launch game would move units though, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And you want a good launch like month or launch week or launch day even.
Absolutely.
So
okay, number 6. Will there be a new Nintendo IP? New IP. We had ARMS last time. Stuff like that. Has to be first party. New first party IP. I should write too. Oh, it's a new Nintendo IP. So yeah, it's first party. What do you think? Do you think they're going to do something strange?
I'm so conflicted because you're right. Like, yeah, we had ARMS and we had 1-2 Switch. If that, but you know what? Yes, because we have like the hint of like the controller maybe being like a mouse. So maybe they do something funky with that.
Okay.
I'll say yes. Okay. I feel like they will do something weird, like you said. But I don't know what it could be. That's
good. Gene, what about you?
Yeah. I was gonna say no, but Micah's kind of convinced me to say yes. Because if the mouse thing does happen, then yeah, you would need at least new IP means like 1-2 Switch even. I think that counts too. So maybe
I agree
it's
with you.
Wii Sports or a Switch 2 Sports. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I also think they'll do something weird and new.
Yeah.
Something we'll just look at and be like, what? Okay.
This is the tech demo game.
Yeah,
there must be one.
Yeah, you're right.
There has to be one.
Okay, number 7. Will Miyamoto talk about a new game? The legend himself. Will he be there talking about a new game?
He better be.
No. Okay. But will he?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. I hope he's
Okay.
there. I want him to be there. I want to believe.
You want to believe? All right, Gene. What about you?
Gosh. His new game or a new game?
A new game doesn't have to be his.
Oh yeah, then I'll say yeah. He's still a face of the company. He's still fairly healthy.
Yep.
He's not like poor Stanley or anything.
Right.
Just being carted out against his will. I mean, he might be. Who knows? But
Mhm.
sure seems like he's having a good time. Still being the spokesman of Nintendo. The kernel of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Colonel Sanders of Nintendo.
Yeah, he is.
Right?
Yeah, I could see him talking about like Mario Kart maybe or some weird new Miyamoto game. But
I mean, like he
Wii
talked
game
about Breath
then.
of the Wild, and he had nothing to do with that game.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just producer, right, on that one?
Yeah.
Is he still producer for Zelda? He's been producer for a long time, I know.
Yeah.
Maybe he probably is. All right. Number 8. Will there be over/under 8 ports shown? Specifically Switch 2 versions. So are there going to be more than 8 Switch 2 games?
Why 8 ports?
Someone wrote in about 8. And I was like, okay. So,
all right.
because third party could be there. Could see a lot of other Switch games. We don't know. Do you think there'll be more? Or you think there'll be at least 8 or lower than 8?
8's a random number. I would say more than 8.
More than 8? Okay.
Yeah.
And Micah, what do you think?
I'll go higher. Yeah. I'll go higher, Bob. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I'll just take the no, just for the fun of it.
Yeah. It could be no too.
Yeah.
8's a lot. 8's a lot of ports.
8's a lot. 8 is a lot,
is.
but Ubisoft could have been cooking and waiting for this day for a while. Who knows?
If it's third party, then
Yeah, a third party could totally be there.
Yeah. I mean, the whole Yakuza series.
Exactly.
Every Assassin's game. Yeah, Ubisoft is always shows up for a video game console launch. They will be there.
Yep.
If you're a Soldier Boy promoting Ouya, they'll be like, no, don't worry, we got Assassin's Creed Shadows running already on the Ouya already, or the Soldier Boy console, or the KFC console. It doesn't matter. It's like we've already ported Assassin's Creed Shadows. We've thrown 5,000 more Indians in it. We've made the port. It was so cheap to make. It was $30. That's the Ubisoft way.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, guys. Number 9. Will there be a trophies or achievements like system there?
I will say no.
Okay, hard no from Gene. Micah?
No,
okay.
Bob.
No, Bob? Okay. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to write yes for vibes and to believe.
No, it is simply unwanted and unnecessary.
It's not unwanted. I want it.
I don't. So nay.
Well, then don't use them.
The nays have it.
in this courtroom, yeah, the nays do have it.
Yeah, no, in this specific group of people, Brad, you are outnumbered.
Oh, I'm outnumbered, and
you are unwelcome.
Fighting. I will keep fighting and believing. Okay.
Sorry, I had to dig a booger out of my nose.
Hey, sometimes you gotta dig for gold.
Yeah, sometimes.
It was a good cliffhanger right there. It was about to fall out. So
nice, dude.
Sometimes you gotta mute that mic and rip a good toot. All right, like it happens. Things happen. The audience will never know.
Yeah, unless you're calling. He likes highlighting it.
He'll like literally make a timestamp for Dustin to boost it up. Okay, like.
All right, number 10. Will they show any Pokemon games?
Yeah.
Not a Pokemon. Right? Pokemon games.
I mean, I assume they'll touch on like ZA again.
Okay.
Because they had it at the little Pokemon event.
They did.
But I would assume that they'd touch on it again.
Yeah, I think it'll be smart to show off Pokemon, remind people, hey, we are the Pokemon company. You can only get Pokemon here. Buy a Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah.
I feel like it would only be smart to, not promise a Pokemon game, but at least show a Pokemon game running.
Yeah.
Especially in light of how there's a lot of questions about performance and everything like that. So if they actually have a good Pokemon game running performantly, then that would be huge. That would be headlines everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
60 FPS Pokemon. Did we finally
Dude,
make it?
Gene, not seeing a stinky Pokemon game for once in my life would be incredible.
I don't know what that feels like, you know?
I don't know.
I don't know what to expect. I don't know what that would feel like. That would be weird, you know. Like I like there are so many things that I kind of figure I know what it'll feel like. Like if I got married, I'd be like, yeah, I kind of know what that might be like or whatever. Or if I become a dad, you know, I'm like, yeah, I kind of have an inkling of what that might be like, you know. But a good performing Pokemon game, I have no idea. That's just like an alternate timeline to me. So
yeah,
that would be very exciting.
Yeah. I'd be concerned if things looked good for Pokemon. I'd be like, what's the catch, man? What's the catch here?
Exactly. Yeah. You know.
All right, guys. Number 11. Zelda anything.
I'll say yes.
Anything from Zelda. Okay.
I'll say yes. Yeah. You know what? I was thinking, no, it's going to be impossible to show anything Zelda, right? And I was like, you know what? How fucking crazy would it be if they do come out with a new Zelda, though? Like a new good Zelda, you know, like a Tears of the Kingdom sequel.
Yeah.
Imagine if they're like, no, we've been cooking the whole time, actually, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they could even just show like a port or something like that. They're like, hey, we're putting Ocarina of Time on Switch 2 or something like that. I don't know.
Yo, 60 FPS Ocarina of Time. That doesn't make any sense, actually. That's impossible. So,
Micah, what do you think?
I say yes. I think it's another, especially like Echoes of Wisdom, for example. Another, if you were like, hey, it's going to be on Switch 2 and it's going to look a little bit better, another chance to sell more of that game. Like that specifically to me is like a very safe bet of like, hey, here's a fairly recent Zelda game. If you didn't play it yet, play the enhanced version on Switch 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yes is all around for Zelda. That makes me happy. I like it. Very good.
Hope so. Yeah.
Okay, guys. It's number 12. Will Metroid Prime 4 Beyond be a launch title?
It's gotta. It has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. It would be upsetting if it's not, actually. Yeah.
They would riot. The gamers would riot.
Yeah, I got my pitchfork ready.
I'd be like I feel like, you know, RGT85 would be like, what the fuck's going on, Nintendo? Like, we'll see videos like that. But like, I would be along with that chorus. I'd be like, dude, what, like this is your wildest project, you know. This is your Wonder Woman, you know. Don't make this your Wonder Woman, guys.
Don't make this your Wonder Woman. Yeah, it's got to be there, man. We've seen it. Makes too much sense not to be there. Of course, we all think it'll be a Switch 1 port as well. There will be, but I assume there will be a native Switch 2 port.
It'll be our Breath of the Wild, you know. Like we bought the Switch for Metroid Prime 4. Well, we didn't. We bought it for Breath of the Wild. You know? But it's been promised to us for how long, you know?
Yeah. I think it'd be the right thing. So hopefully, I want to see Samus in, I'm going to guess 1440p if we're lucky. Hopefully not 1080, but you never know. All right, guys. Number 13. Which third party will have the biggest presence?
That's a fun question. God, it might be Ubisoft again.
Yeah, Ubisoft's like a pretty good bet,
right? They're reliable. They've been a Nintendo partner already, right? So they're keen on working with Nintendo. They have been. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Like maybe they thought Mario vs. Rabbids 2 didn't work as well out for them. But you know, like we said, you know, the meme is that Ubisoft is there for you at the console launch, and they're also desperate enough to make money.
Yeah,
that you would think they'll be like, no, let's launch window for a Nintendo console. That's a good way to sell some old games right there, you know?
Yeah.
Hell, I bought Assassin's Creed 3 on the Wii U, you know?
You did,
so,
yeah.
Like I said, you know, Assassin's Creed Shadows on the Switch too. Have it ready to go, you know?
Oh, man.
We paid all these Malaysians $30 a week to make it. So here it is, the Switch 2 version, you know?
Okay, so you want to do Ubisoft?
I'll say Ubisoft. Yeah.
Okay.
My wish is Capcom.
That's a good one.
Like, dude, imagine if the Resident Evil games, man,
all
on
the
Switch,
Resident Evil games.
Yo.
Yeah.
You know? Resident Evil 7 and Village that aren't cloud versions of them, you know? That'd be sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
on the OLED screen, which I already play on the Steam Deck anyway. So.
Yeah. Micah.
But yeah, Capcom, Street Fighter, Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
Wilds, maybe like just a pared down version of Wilds. Because you would want to sell Wilds on the handheld Nintendo console too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
The opposite of what they did with Rise, and Rise sold a bunch on the Switch.
It did. Yeah,
so.
Sure did. All right, Micah, what company do you think will the biggest presence from a third party?
I think Ubisoft is a safe bet, partly because like the Just Dance games, like that shit that is still being made.
I'll give Micah Ubisoft. Just switch mine to Capcom then.
No. I didn't finish. I didn't finish my sentence.
Just to make it interesting, because I
didn't finish my
wish
sentence.
Capcom.
I'm not going with Ubisoft.
I'm sorry. I'm actually legitimately interrupting Micah. I'm sorry.
All right, Michael, what is it?
I agree. I think Ubisoft is a safe bet for the variety they offer. But Gene mentioned earlier RGG Studios with the Yakuza games. If with Switch 2 being an upgrade, this is potentially Sonic, okay, maybe we do get like a Yakuza 345 collection, which Persona. Is on other systems but not on Switch.
Metaphor.
Yeah.
Metaphor.
So, man, would Metaphor run on this thing?
Sega's
Did Metaphor run on this?
Yeah, Metaphor is a PS4 game.
Metaphor will run on the old Switch, like Switch 1.
All right. I haven't played it yet. I did buy it, but I have not played it yet. So, and Colin was pretty good about like he'd use headphones, and I just tried not to look at the TV. So I didn't see much of the game. So yeah, I'm going for a variety here, then I'm gonna go Sega.
Okay,
with all that
Sega,
stuff.
I like it.
Okay, sorry, Micah. Your answer was even much better than I expected. So.
You want to keep yours Capcom
for sure.
Do you want to keep yours Capcom?
I'll keep it Ubisoft just to cover that base. So
okay. So mine is different from you guys. I'm gonna put Xbox down.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Yeah, Daddy Phil. You think Phil will be there?
I think Phil's been ready for this moment.
Yeah.
All the ports have been coming over slowly. We've gotten a couple Switch ports from them already.
Yeah.
But they've been like the lower fidelity games like Pentiment, which is great, and what's the other game? The backyard one.
Yeah, Grounded.
Grounded. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. The
but
bug
could
game.
Start getting some other stuff now. Maybe Sea of Thieves, stuff like that. Might get a tease at Call of Duty or something like that. They're ready.
Activision Blizzard,
Activision Blizzard,
Xbox.
Dude,
might be it.
What if they put Starfield on there, Gene? They could put Skyrim, of course, on there.
Oh yeah. No, Skyrim was there on launch for Switch 1. So,
yeah, they'll do it again.
Yeah,
could be a lot from Xbox. I don't know. We'll see though. But I feel like in this new era of Xbox pretty much being third party, it's very interesting what they could do. So I'm gonna put there. My heart wants it to be Square Enix. I want there to be a ton of Square Enix shit. I'm sure there might be a couple.
Please.
But I feel like Xbox has just got it locked and loaded right now.
Imagine if we finally get our Chrono Trigger console port on the Switch.
Wow, that'd be sick, dude.
Like for what? Like it's Chrono Trigger 1. Why do we need to Switch 2 to run on this?
Yeah, I don't know. The Super Nintendo
Square
game.
Enix would be Capcom and Square Enix would be the dream. I think Square Enix more so because Square Enix has been kind of missing on the Switch for a bit.
Yeah.
Or not missing, but like a lot of the bigger hitters. FF7 Remake is they're definitely working on that one for sure.
Yeah, they'll probably do Remake for sure.
FF16, right?
Yeah. Forspoken. No, they probably won't.
Oh, yeah, Forspoken, baby.
They won't do that.
Keep that away from my Switch.
They probably won't do it. All right, guys. Done. Number 14, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong anything.
Yeah, the kids, they get the little redesign and Mario Kart, and everyone's like, look how round he is.
He's cute.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Just Donkey Kong in some form. I'm going to say yes as well. Gene, what do you think?
I will just say no, just to keep it interesting, but Donkey Kong does have a strong presence. Like
he does.
They made sure that he was in the first Mario movie. Before Yoshi, before so many other characters. It's like no, Donkey Kong is him.
Donkey Kong is him. Yeah, Cranky Kong made it before him.
That's right. Cranky Kong made it before Yoshi. That's crazy.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so yes,
I
for
would
me.
say yes, but I would just say no, just for variety sake.
Yeah. So I hope the Kong rises. I'd love to see a new Donkey Kong game. Even if I just see him in Mario Kart looking cute, I'm in. That's good stuff. Okay, number 15. What will the launch date be of the console? What do you guys think?
Let me look at the calendar.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go with the manager at GameStop who told me it would be May 15th. He promised me.
Okay.
He promised.
I like that.
He said May 15th, and I was like, all right, dude, he doesn't know what I do for a living. So I was just like, okay, thank you, sir, for the information.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to go with that.
We got you.
That'd be crazy if it was May 15th.
All right, so May 15th for Micah. I love that. Same day as Doom. Maybe a Doom port.
Oh, yeah.
They did port the other games. They did.
Yeah, ported every Doom game.
Yeah, they have Returnal.
Every Doom game is here. So,
Gene, what do you think about a date?
Gosh, it really feels like Micah is kind of breaking news here with May 15th. If that's the case, so I'll just say June 5th.
I know you're giving me mental damage, Micah, right now.
Yeah, like what if Micah actually has the source and she's correct? That'd be so sick.
Maybe going to GameStop finally has its perks.
There you go.
I'm getting the inside scoop from the manager. He was adamant that this was the date.
Loose lips at GameStop,
Yeah, that's a Thursday, so it could be.
I just want to say loose lips at GameStop. So. They're so loose and flappy there at GameStop.
I'm going to say... I'll say May 29th.
Sure.
So like the week before Gene's.
So I hope we got all that covered.
Yeah.
I hope it's May 15th. Just so we can also crow that Micah was right all along.
That'd be awesome.
Investigative journalist Micah.
Talking to the man on the street.
That's right, Micah.
That's what it is. So, I'm not even joking. That's what it is.
Yeah, insider.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Number 16. Return of themes. Do you think for Switch 2?
God, please. I'll just say no, though, just because.
I like that.
just because Nintendo has been so committed to no themes for like the last 8 years that maybe they're like, let's just keep doing that. Let's just focus on the games.
Yeah,
I really hope the fucking eShop experience improves, though. For fuck's sake,
dude, it sucks.
I'm sure it will.
Bad.
I'm sure they'll improve it.
Yeah.
No, because I just needed to redeem a code for Xenoblade Chronicles the other day because I pre-ordered at GameStop, pick it up, and the man hands me a card. Like the pre-order bonus was a separate card from the game, and I go to the eShop to redeem it. It took several minutes just with the loading times just to redeem a code. It's crazy how long it takes to access the eShop, get to the menu. It's nuts.
It's insane.
I'm saying no on this. I genuinely just think they're lazy about it. Like the Switch, the Switch is so simple. You turn it on, here's all your games, bing, bang, boom, little buttons at the bottom. I just don't see them being like, what was fun? Making it difficult. Not even difficult, but I just think they're like, just do it again. Yeah. Maybe it'll be a different color. Maybe you can, have more color options this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to say no as well, sadly. Desperately want it, but I don't believe in them. All right, guys. Final question. Will a dormant franchise return?
Star Fox.
Star Fox? Okay. So you're going to say yes, Star Fox?
I'll say yes. Because Nintendo's been kind of doing that a lot lately,
Yeah. Sure.
I think they're very keenly aware of their IP more so than a lot of other companies. Like maybe Konami is actually, Konami's actually getting smart about it. Execution wise, that's still up in the air. But at least Konami recognizes the value of their IP, and I think Nintendo, more than any other company, knows it so much more. So they know what an impact it could be if they announce a new Star Fox game or a new like fucking Kid Icarus game or some shit, So
yeah,
I feel like Star Fox is the one that people have been really begging for, and that will have a huge pop off. More than F-Zero, I think too. So,
Micah, what do you think?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Just specifically for this direct, I'm gonna say no. If they truly are though gonna have like subsequent shows, and more stuff coming out, But for this specific direct, I'm going to say no.
Okay. I'm going to get a little unhinged and say Wave Race is coming back.
Yo, some good
It's
water.
not. Yeah. Oh, great water. But it's not happening. But I'm just putting it out there
Mhm.
for the vibes. Okay, guys. So we got, let's see, 17 predictions. We'll see how we do next week. James Solar, I know you're listening. Keep tally of this as well. I will. But James has helped many times with these things. So do your thing, James. Okay. I got some write-ins from the audience, too, about predictions. They wrote in a bunch of things, so we're just going to go through theirs. This is from Trevor Oliver. Hey, punch hole munchers. Whoa. For the Switch 2 Direct, how many hot old daddies will we see for Micah? Price is Right rules. Whoever's the closest about going over wins. All right, so how many hot old daddies are we see for Micah?
I don't understand his question.
How many? Okay.
So, like, your Miyamoto would count,
Yeah, whatever Micah counts as a hot old dude.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm going to say generally, to help you, think about this, generally speaking, that's going to be a guy late 50s and up. Gray helps, but it's not required, But, it's 40's not old. Then that doesn't count. 50's not old either, but you can start looking, you can start having a look by late 50s. So
Okay. How many will we see?
How old's Reggie Fils-Aimé?
That's Christian. Dude, I'm going to say 4 for Micah. I'm going to say 4 hot daddies. We don't have to do this for the actual quiz thing, but I'm guessing 4.
Doug Bowser would count, right? So
Yeah, he's 59.
yeah. I like how you're ready with that answer immediately.
Well, no, it's because I Googled how old is Reggie Fils-Aimé, and then directly below him was Doug Bowser, age.
Sure, Micah.
How old is Reggie?
64.
Oh, yeah.
He looks really good for 64.
Wow. Black Dog Crack. He looks really good for 64.
Who is this?
He looks really young for 64. Holy shit.
He does.
Dude. That's
Miyamoto's
dope.
looking great for being in his 70s.
That's true. Yeah, he still looks good.
Yeah, I'm going to say 3.
All right, hold on. I'll write this down, actually.
I'm going to guess 3.
Okay, Micah is 3.
Oh, this is not part of the betting, though, right?
No, we're just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
I'll say 4. Gene, what do you think?
I'll just say 5.
Okay. But you got to think.
No women, though. No women.
No, hot old daddies. They got to be hot old daddies to Micah.
Yeah. There's going to be no women at this Direct, too, for sure.
Yeah, God, no.
Except for the lady announcer with Mario Kart 9.
And Samus. That's about it. Okay. This is from Kaz and Risk. Hey, Brick Dumpers. If you're predicting that we're going to get a new 3D Mario in the first year of Switch 2, my question is, what will it be? A, Super Mario Odyssey 2. B, Super Mario Galaxy 3. C, a new Super Mario 3D world/land type of game. Or D, a new 3D Mario title altogether. Cheers and keep punching that brick. I'm going with D on this one. I think it's just going to be an all new Mario thing.
So too. Yeah.
Yeah, as much as I think the fans would want them to revisit Galaxy, I don't know if they're going to do it, because we know that they genuinely do want to say, like, well, what new things can we add to it?
Yeah.
And if they don't have any concrete ideas on that, they're not going to just make one. For all the times that we yell at Nintendo, like, if you just made it, I'd buy it. And they're like, yeah, but what could we change? It's like, well, I don't know, but I'd like another one, please. And they don't often settle for that when it comes to Mario games. They truly want to have something fresh, innovative, and different.
Yep.
Or else you're not getting one.
Yeah. So let's all put D for everyone. D. Brad, D. Gene, D. Okay. This is from Keith Richards. Wow, from Rolling Stones.
Very cool.
He's a Nintendo fan. I had no idea. Hello, fellow Nintendo nerds. My prediction is that Nintendo tries to introduce a new flagship IP. Nintendo has been banking on Mario and Zelda for so long, they have to eventually create a new long-lasting cash cow. There's no better time than now with the overwhelming success of the Switch and the most likely success of Switch 2. What say you?
I don't understand this talk that Nintendo only relies on Mario on
They don't.
Mario and Zelda.
They certainly don't.
Yeah, I mean, we just launched the Xenoblade Chronicles X last week.
Yeah, there's three Xenoblade games on Switch. Right?
Yeah, every single Xenoblade game is on the Switch. So yeah, I mean, like they're not the cash cows, but I mean, Splatoon is
huge. Yeah, Animal Crossing is huge.
Yeah, Splatoon is huge. Yeah, Fire Emblem has only gotten bigger. That's true. Fire Emblem was super niche, and they nourished it into a bigger title than Xenoblade Chronicles. It's their persona.
Yeah, you let characters date, people love it.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, Nintendo tries. They tried with ARMS, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, they tried.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they haven't really made any new IP over the Switch life cycle. But I mean, we still got new Pikmin, we got new Kirby. There's so much going on besides Mario and Zelda. I don't understand. Like this narrative that all their Nintendo does is remake Mario games is crazy. Like every Mario game is new too.
Mm-hmm. Now would be the time, probably, though, like he was saying, and I agree. Yeah. I'm sure we all do. Beginning the console life cycle is a good time.
Yeah, and whatever the new gimmick will be, if there is one with the controller, this is the time to do your ARMS, your 1-2 switch, whatever's. Mm-hmm. And if it happened to take off, fantastic, make more of them. But if it doesn't, you're kind of like, all right, well, we probably would still sell a lot of them because it's launch and people are eager to buy it. Mm-hmm. And whether or not, ARMS took off, it's like, well, a lot of people tried it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We shall see.
We shall see. Okay. This is from Spencer Smith. Evening, fellow clit frictioners. Wow. Jesus Christ.
You're getting worse and worse, like, by the end of the episode.
What do you all expect from the Switch 2 in terms of performance boosts for Switch titles? Do you expect them to be free or paid? To see all titles get boosts or just specific games via updates? Lastly, what games do you want to see get 4K 60 FPS treatment? Personally, I'd like to see Astral Chain, Bayonetta 3, Tears of the Kingdom, and Xenoblade Chronicles X get performance updates. Mm-hmm. Have a wonderful week, boys and girls. Looking forward to the April 2nd Direct. XO. 4K 60 FPS immediately. I doubt for anything. For this thing, I don't think so, but maybe.
It's not needed or wanted.
It is needed and wanted, Micah, you fucking peasant.
Look, all right, Echoes of Wisdom, beautiful, buttery smooth.
No, it's not. You tried to say that earnestly and you couldn't do it.
In the desert.
No, stop this.
I thought it was flawless though. Like you could not imagine my surprise when Dustin was like, this game runs like shit, because I was like, this is the pinnacle of Switch right now. Look at this game. And I was genuinely just like, man, she's fucking smooth. And Dustin's like, this performance is trash.
Yeah. It took you until Kingdom Come to finally see.
To finally get the stinkiness of the Switch. Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like trying to play a game that runs on another console on Switch. Yeah, that's a bad time. That's a bad time.
Yeah. All right. What do we expect from these updates? Do you think they'll be free? What do you expect the update to be specifically? And what game do you want to see it updated?
I don't expect them to be free.
No, I don't either. Yeah. I honestly don't. I think $10, maybe even more for Nintendo tax. Who knows?
Yeah. But gosh, Xenoblade Chronicles X obviously I think is one. I watched the emulation footage of the old Wii U game on mm-hmm. Cemu or whatever, mm-hmm. And it runs so nicely in 60 FPS.
Oh yeah,
I'm not one of those people who be like, yeah, Nintendo should release games on PC. Think about the PC market. No, and it's working just fine for Nintendo. But there's any series I think that definitely needs to be on PC. It's the Xenoblade Chronicles series. I think the PCs. I think the PC audience will love it. It'll be huge in Japan. These games will run amazingly on the Steam Deck. They're perfect Steam Deck games. But yeah, Xenoblade for sure. Astral Chain is a good one. My God. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they'll completely ignore that. Yeah, all the Platinum games. Bayonetta, of course. Bayonetta 3 was a game that made me realize Oh yeah, the Switch is getting really old now.
Yep.
This game is not made for this platform, and they really tried hard to make it make sense, but it just didn't quite work out. So, um, yeah, let me think a little bit more on this.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Let me look at my actual Switch right here.
Yeah, sure, go for it. Obviously, I think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom could use 60 FPS dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
I would be thrilled if it was 60 FPS and at least 1440p. That seems like it could happen to me. 4K, no, there's no way that's going to happen. I would love that. But there are rumors about DLSS and all that kind of stuff in the Switch too, so I guess that could change things. But we won't know until we see it.
Oh,
But to
Hyrule
me, yeah.
Warriors: Age of Calamity, obviously.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's the priority right there. Of any other game, at least get it running to 30 fucking frames per second, please.
It needs some work. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I still can't believe I completed the hell out of the game, but yeah, definitely.
Okay.
What else? Sonic Frontiers. That could work.
Yeah.
That could use some work too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely could. All right. Let's head on to the next write-in. This is from Nutso Jimbo. Hey, Punching Up crew. Nintendo has been teasing the return of Donkey Kong for ages, but we haven't seen the release of a new mainline game in some time. My hope/prediction is that we finally get another 3D Donkey Kong game. Maybe something in the style of Mario 3D World and Land, smaller levels rather than big open worlds like DK64. I'd love to see a Mario and Donkey Kong team-up game, similar to the sequence in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. A co-op game with Mario and Donkey Kong or Luigi and Diddy Kong would be sweet. Keep up the good work and smoke weed every day. Wow.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that sounds delightful.
Dude,
I'd absolutely take that.
Imagine a Mario and Donkey Kong co-op game directed by Joseph Ferris.
Wow, that's really cool idea, Gene.
Right? If they're like, dude, we like the cut of your jib, Joseph. You give me some good ass platform.
That would be awesome. Yes, I would love that as well, Gene.
That would be a dream project for sure. Like, yo.
I think if you do a Donkey Kong game, like Mario though, it needs to have a ton of platforming on it. You need to channel the Donkey Kong Country days, Tropical Freeze days, have that going on there. But if it's Mario and Donkey Kong doing it, sign me the hell up. I mean, Mario can ride on Donkey Kong. You can carry that little plumber pretty easily. It's a tiny little Italian plumber. No problem. Micah, any thoughts?
We're getting a first person open world Donkey Kong game.
First person?
It's like Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, okay.
And you're Donkey Kong, and he's just bumping around the city.
What if it was like a immersive sim first person, like RPG, like Kingdom Come or something?
I'd play the hell out of that. I think we have a good chance of getting a new Donkey Kong game because we had 2 Donkey Kong remakes in recent memory. There's that puzzly game, that Mario and Donkey Kong cutie pie game. I don't know why I called it that, but it was very cute. And then there was the other one that was like, I'm not playing this. It's way too hard. Yeah. And then you were like, no, you should play. And I was like, we both know, Brad, that I'm going to get to the second level and be furious with you. I think the recipe is 2 remakes and then you get a new game. So I feel like this was testing the waters. Do people still like Donkey Kong? And it's like, yes, they do.
Yeah, they just built the Donkey Kong land at Universal in Japan.
Oh, dude, yeah, all that work they did for the roller coaster that looks like it's hopping off the track. They're like, we invented a new system just for this. It's like a 3-foot section. It's like all this it's really cool, but it's like all this fucking work for something that while you're riding the ride, it's like a blip.
Yeah. Let the Kong shine. All right? Let Donkey Kong shine once more. Okay, and this is from Nevitz. Hello, punching bags. The Switch 2 reveal is so close now. Do you think they will announce Splatoon 4 with the new mouse controls option? Do you think more turn-based and real-time based strategy games will also come to the system? I think the Heroes of Might and Magic franchise will finally come to modern consoles with HOMMO Olden Era. I don't know what that means. Is Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era? Is there a strategy game that you want to come to the system? Thanks. Final Fantasy Tactics. Put that on Switch too. You sons of bitches. Get that game out. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's time for a new Splatoon?
I hope so. Because I want to get into the mix this time. I missed 3. I did. I was stubborn, wouldn't pay for the online. That's my bad. And then it's just too late. Now everybody on there is going to be like a savant. Okay, so I'm not trying to get in now. So yeah, give me a new Splatoon so I can get in this time, get in the mix.
Yeah. What do you think, Gene?
I would say probably maybe later in the year. I feel like I don't know that I feel like Mario Kart needs to be the multiplayer game that they focus on first. I think Nintendo is pretty good about not crowding, their own lineup. Like Xbox doesn't seem to know what to do with their games. They're like, oh well, here's a game and here's another game. It's kind of like Square Enix too. Square Enix just like keeps like publishing games. They're like, oh, we know you like, Brave Fencer, Atelier, blah blah blah, Fencer Fantasy, blah blah blah. And it's like, here's all these fucking games in 2 months.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like weeks apart.
But like remember, Nintendo moved up the release date of Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yeah.
So to get out of the way for, I think I forgot what was coming out later, but yeah, it's just I think they'll space it out. So I think Splatoon will be later. I think Mario Kart would be the focus here.
Yeah,
but I hope so.
Yeah.
Let's get Micah in on a Splatoon ground floor for sure.
Let's do it. Make her hideous squid kid in the game.
I do hate like the squid kids, man. I mean, like I have the Marina and Pearl amiibo because they're cool, but God, I like the character design because it's like punchy and cool, but they are ugly. It's like those ugly dolls. Do you remember those from when we were kids, Brad? Ugly dolls?
No.
And the whole point is that they're just these wretched little monsters. They're little stuffed animals.
I think
they're hideous. But I kind of you kind of like it.
They look
but
hip and cool.
I admit that making your own Octoling, and I'm like, they kind of suck. They're neat, but they're kind of gross.
These ugly dolls aren't very ugly, honestly. This brand.
Brad's like, I found one that looks just like me, so I'm a little upset that you said it looked like.
Yeah, what the fuck, Micah? This guy's a spitting image of me.
Apparently, they made it into a movie in 2019. I did not know this.
I believe it. Oh yeah,
I typed in ugly dolls, and that's what the first thing that came up. And I'm like, well, where's the actual toys?
Yeah,
here we go.
Well, the cool thing about Splatoon is that I just checked the eShop right now. Is that the game has no microtransactions whatsoever. It's just
Splatoon. Yeah,
here's a season pass.
Yeah,
and 1 season pass. That's it.
We'll see if things change now on Switch 2 with that kind of stuff.
That's the concerning thing. It's like, okay, the production costs are you're finally in the HD era, right? Firmly waist deep into the HD era. Like, is Nintendo able to continue to control costs? I think that's a big question for this generation for sure.
Yep. Spooky.
Scary.
Okay. Well,
skeletons.
Won't have to wait much longer, guys. About a week and a day from when we're recording this. It's going to be very exciting. Mike, are you going to wake up early to watch it?
And it depends on what time we're going to do the show.
Okay.
If Dustin wants to roll at like noon, I'll be up. If we're going to roll at like later, I'll be like, I'll just sleep in and watch it later.
Yeah, we'll see how I feel because I'm gonna. I will
not be live. I might not be live for next week's episode for reasons that I can't talk about, but it should be obvious. So
yes, even if we can't get Gina, we'll try to get him on some way. Yeah, we'll try to have his presence be a part of the show.
I'll try to phone it in somehow. So.
Yeah. We'll see how I feel after I watch it at 6 a.m. Then I have to put the show together. I may need to rest for like 2 hours, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just have adrenaline and be like, let's fucking go, or something. I don't know.
It could be. It could just be. What if this is the a repeat of the Sony PS E3, E3 of dreams,
Oh yeah. 2015.
What if all of our dreams come true?
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm kind of hoping for. That's why I was like, no, maybe they will have a new ass Zelda like ready to go already. Like what if Nintendo is like, no, we'll just make everything come true. Here's the HD collection. We know we've been holding forever. Here it is.
I hope so, Gene. I hope you're right, my friend. All right. Kind of in line with Switch 2 still. This is from Insider Gaming. Nintendo Switch. Insider Gaming, Tom Henderson specifically. Nintendo Switch 2 will have a 3-phase launch plan for its games. I'm just going to read what they wrote on their site.
Mm-hmm.
With Nintendo Switch 2 just 1 week from its official full reveal, this year's annual GDC was buzzing with talk around the future of the console. One such discussion was around the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date, which according to people that I spoke to, is that it falls in June. So maybe, Micah, your May 15 thing's not it, but maybe they're wrong. But that's not all. According to various sources, the Nintendo Switch 2 will launch its games in 3-phase strategy, starting with primarily first-party games on launch. According to sources, the second stage will arrive in October, November for the third-party studios, most of which are expecting the dev kits for the Switch 2 to be sent in June. Finally, it is said the third phase of the games will be in the holiday period. In addition to the talk of the 3-phase launch plan, Insider Gaming has also learned the select media and creators will be attending a Nintendo Switch 2 hands-on next week, where they'll get hands on the console and some of its launch games for a few hours. So that's kind of the plan. Interesting in that the first phase, which is the launch, I guess, will be mostly first-party stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to maybe extremely little third-party or none at all. If a third-party game makes it, though, what do you think it's going to be, Micah?
See, I think we're gonna get something Ubisoft, or like we said, something from the Yakuza series. Like I feel like Yakuza specifically is just hot right now, and that would just be a smart bet to give us something from them. Give me the 3, 4, 5 collection.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Gene? What do you think a third party would be? The big third party game.
Keeping in line with my crazy answers, pie in the sky answers, dude. What if it's Rockstar Games, man?
Red Dead?
What if, Gene?
No, not even Red. Well, Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Right? For sure. But yeah, actually Red Dead 2 is probably more likely. But God, what if they come out and they're like, hey, GTA 6 also on the Switch 2? We figured it out.
Yeah. I would think Call of Duty, but I don't think they would have announced the new Call of Duty by then yet.
No.
But
dude, like even Call of Duty Modern Warfare on the Switch 2 would be awesome, you know. I'm surprised that they never made any Call of Duty on, like, you know, the dude, release a Modern Warfare trilogy at least, you know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Switch, you could run it easily in 60 FPS, you know.
Yeah.
Even just single player campaigns, you know. I miss Soap McTavish and all those boys, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and also too, just they had the like local co-op modes available. Like Modern Warfare 3, I think was the one that had. I don't know if it was called Spec Ops or what, but you were just you were just doing like the waves of enemies. I loved that mode. My ex and I played it constantly. Oh my god, like it was amazing. It was so much fun. I still think about it. I still quote it. Okay. So that has potential. No, okay. I quote it because in one of the levels, you're fighting this, like, I don't know, terrorists or something. And there's one guy who he throws a grenade and we never knew what he was actually saying, but it sounded like he was saying mashed potatoes. And like, so we would always, because he'd throw the grenade, you hear him just like being like mashed potatoes, and like you don't know, I don't know what language it was supposed to be. I have no clue what it was, but we've been saying that. Well, I haven't seen him now in several years. I still say it.
Yeah, mashed potatoes.
That's the thing. And then he'd lob a grenade, and you'd hear him say, "You'd be like, grenade's coming."
All right, quick little thing right here. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the wrong. I almost got this out of order. Let me save that. We have new SNES titles coming to NSO. We got 4 new ones right now that Nintendo put out. I have not played any of these games. First of all, we have Nobunaga's Ambition, Lord of Darkness, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 4, Wall of Fire, and Uncharted Water New Horizons.
Dude.
I've not played any of these, but Uncharted Water New Horizons looks actually kind of interesting to me.
I played the hell out of Uncharted Water.
Oh, really?
Horizons. Yeah, man.
Cool.
That was a game that I got stuck with for like a whole weekend at a friend's house. And the dude had no video games besides Uncharted Water New Horizons. I was like, what the fuck kind of video game library is this? You don't have Street Fighter 2. Where's Mario World?
Yeah.
You know? Like they came with the fucking system. Where's Mario World? Why is this the only game you have? fine, I guess I'll play it. And then it's like this strategy RPG game. Like I think it
Yeah.
was my first exposure to like strategy RPGs ever. But I played the shit out of this game for some reason.
Did you like it?
I kind of liked it. Again, it's the game that got me into strategy games. Actually,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I kind of understand like how this genre plays now, and just because I was forced to play it. It's funny for them to announce Nobunaga's Ambition like right on the week of Assassin's Creed Shadows coming out.
Yeah.
Like every company is like, no, fuck Ubisoft, man. Check out our game, Nobunaga's Ambition. Check out Like a Dragon, Powered Yakuza. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Nobunaga's Ambition is also another strategy game too. But
Yeah, lots of strategy
New
games.
Horizons. That's a pirate strategy game for sure.
Yeah, Romance 3 Kingdoms is as well, I believe. So
that too. Yeah.
I don't know, Mike. Is there anything in here that looks interesting to you?
All 4 of them, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna love it because it's like this. Looks really old, okay, but you know, I love a lot of old things. So I watched this trailer. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna check these out. These all look interesting to me, so I'm excited about this.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
cool, very nice. Not what I expected to see coming, but hey, sure, we'll take it, Nintendo. All right, guys. Next up, we got Nintendo is teaming up with the Seattle Mariners, their baseball team. Nintendo tweeted this out. Play ball. We're thrilled to share we're expanding our long-term standing relationship with the Mariners and will be featured on their jersey sleeves this season. See it for the first time on opening day, March 27th. So yeah, they're going to have a little Nintendo logo on their jerseys. Because I think some teams have sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. It's like, man, I want the one with Nintendo on the jersey. That's pretty hype, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this, Gene?
Yeah, the Mariners. Nintendo used to own the Mariners, right? Do they still do?
Yeah, I don't know, Gene. I'm not too sure about that.
Is it like they own like 10% or something?
Yeah. But I remember the Mariners connection because Nintendo published Ken Griffey's Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball. I don't know if the old heads remember this, but this was a 1994 Super Nintendo game. And it had Seattle Mariners player Ken Griffey Jr. on the cover, and I was like, yeah, that's the Nintendo baseball team.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say about the Mariners, basically. But yeah,
I remember you could buy like a 3DS or a DS that was exclusive to like the stadium or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, here.
Dude, if I was a Seattleite, if I was a Mariners fan, and
that's cool.
Yeah, this one's a DS Lite.
Yo, that's beautiful. No kidding. The Holy
Pretty crazy,
Grail.
huh?
Yeah, that is the Holy Grail. It's beautiful too. The white.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So they're continuing that relationship.
I wish they still fucking made DSs, man. You know?
I know, me too. I wish I could still buy DSs and 3DSs.
Yeah, I wish you could still buy DSs, and I wish they still made games for it sometimes, you know?
Yeah, but you know that if some Nintendo exec heard you say that, they'd be furious. Because, like, what do you mean you want the stupid DS back? Like, you know, they're like, we have the Switch and the Switch Lite. I'm like, yeah, but I like this little clamshell thing you got going on. And they're like, throw it at the wall.
We like the clamshell.
I like the clamshell look of it. It looks pretty. It looks prettier than this, you know?
Yeah.
And
it does look prettier than this, you know?
Yeah, and what we talked about with Dustin last week was when it comes to like Street Pass, the portability of the 3DS was much higher than the Switch. I was more apt to throw the 3DS in my purse to take to a doctor's appointment. I don't bring my Switch with me to the doctor's office. It's too big. And even the Switch Lite is it's like too big. I would have to switch to like a larger purse than I normally carry for appointments, for example.
Yeah.
So it's like the 3DS was the portability master and Street Pass made sense for it. I can understand not having it for Switch because I don't bring it around everywhere like I used to. It simply is not the same.
Right. Let's see here. Spencer Conwell wrote in. Greetings from the great Pacific Northwest. Can we give a quick shout out to the Seattle Mariners for rocking the Nintendo sponsorship on their jerseys this season? Admittedly, I hate corporate logos on sports team uniforms, but when other teams have to wear them embarrassing crypto or insurance company logos. I'm thrilled my team got Nintendo. Also, an aside, where is Super Mario Sluggers 2, Nintendo? Where is it? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with that.
Ken Griffey Jr. 2? Ken Griffey Jr. 2 presents Major League Baseball Part 2.
They make Part 2 and it's Ken Griffey Jr. is like his age right now or whatever.
He's 65, you know.
Yeah.
And he has to have stats like updated to his current, like, so like they have him run, like how fast can you run right now?
How old is Ken Griffey Jr. right now? How old is Ken Griffey Jr.? He is 55 years old. Yeah, there you go. So
all right, still spring chicken.
Yeah, no he could still be hitting it pretty hard, I bet. I don't know baseball. Yeah. I'm sure he could do things.
Yeah. Okay, guys, it's time to talk about what we've been playing.
Wow.
Me and Gene talked a lot about. I don't know why either, but it's funny. Wow. Let's talk about what we've been playing.
Wow. Oh my
god. Me and Gene talked quite a bit on punching up what we've been playing. So, Micah, we're going to start with you. What have you been playing?
So, I gave my word as a sailor that I would try the Atelier Yumiya demo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you guys, not you guys, but like the people who wrote in and were like, no, it's more than fan service, bro. It's more than that. Lie.
Maddie.
Okay, not even Maddie, all right? Because Maddie's just like, Maddie did like it, and that's fair. But like, bro, in the first 5 minutes of the demo, you're like crouched like on like hands and knees crawling, and like the camera is just like right up her ass, and like she's looking back at you even, and I'm like, bro, like what the hell was that?
Sounds good.
And if you're into that, like the jiggle physics. Okay, she was literally standing still, and her boobs did like a flap, and I was like, bro, like I didn't move. Like you're standing still in a cutscene, and they're just like, Bram. And so I was like, I don't like that. It's just because the focus on it is so obvious. This isn't just having a hot girl in a game. It truly is like, this feels weird that they're focusing on it so much. It's like every single chance they get to zoom in on like her boobs, they do it. So like at the end of every battle, she does this like little spin move and like a jiggle happens. And I'm just like, how many battles am I going to fight? I'm going to see that like 1,000 times, man. And I don't want to see it again. I'll say too, like the combat, way too simple. And like, I know it's a demo, but like you're supposed to sell me on it. So if it gets better later, you didn't do your job with the demo on selling it to me, because it was just like too easy, like stupidly simple. And I don't know. I just wasn't feeling that. The alchemy section, like that part of the demo, was also just you pressing A in a sequence, basically, like add an item, do this, and then she does like a little dance, and that's alchemy. And I was like, that wasn't really that much fun either. So I strictly just say, it's like, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it is a fan service heavy game. And if that's not appealing to you, like the gameplay definitely didn't appeal to me enough to be like, yeah, I'd play this, despite how uncomfortable it's making me. I just was not having it, man. Like maybe it has a cute story hidden under all that stuff, but the demo did not sell me on it. And if I wanted to check out that series, I would try out one of the older titles when they were wearing cute little petticoat outfits and stuff. Like I'd go back to one of those. But this was not for me. Did either of you guys try out the demo just to see it?
No, I haven't tried it at all. I have no time.
Manny was talking about this, and a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles fans are actually interested in the game too. So I was thinking about checking it out, but
like it's a pretty game. Okay, voice acting well done. It has an interesting premise. Like, not a spoiler. The big crux of the demo is that in this era, alchemy is forbidden. And so you're an alchemist who has to work with a research team who's trying to learn about the forbidden techniques, but like you're very frowned upon for being the alchemist anyways. It's an interesting premise, and I wanted to like this. I did. But it's just so much fan service. I really was just like to the point that I'm like, yeah, it's distracting almost. It's nonstop. It's definitely meant to be a feature of the gameplay, and I'm just not into it. So,
how far did you get into the demo, do you think?
oh, I probably played for an hour at least. Okay. Yeah, I got to, you play the first section of the demo is you with like many abilities. They do show off to you like all the stuff you can kind of unlock in battle. And then they bring you to another section of the demo where you're a bit more limited in your capabilities, I guess, to kind of give you like, okay, like here's actually what you'll have at the start of the game. And I was like, okay. So I kind of saw like what the pinnacle of my power would be. And even that wasn't very fun. And then you dial it back and I'm like, oh, and I have to earn all that stuff back now. And that didn't really entice me. And then the alchemy was just so simple. If it gets more complicated, I wish they kind of showed me that. But what they give you in like as the intro to it was just, I was just like, this is kind of boring.
Yeah.
So like the story did entice me a little bit, but just the more and more cutscenes I watched and the more flapping I saw, I was out. So I was just out.
Well, you gave it a fair shake, so
I did. I feel like I did. And then I started Xenoblade Chronicles X. Picked up my copy from GameStop with no issues.
Wow.
All right, everything was fine. I was thrilled with the character creator. I made my guy look like Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho, and I named him that. So Kuwabara is in a new timeline. He doesn't know what happened to Urameshi and the rest of the gang, but
Urameshi,
dude, like I picture him saying that constantly.
That's just what I remember his voice.
It's exactly what he sounds like, and there wasn't a good voice option for that. So I went with the standard British guy, because the other choice was like Yuri Lowenthal, who's excellent, but he's Spider-Man to me. I was like, I can't play the whole game with Spider Cop. It's just going to ruin the immersion. So I was like, okay, we'll go with the default like British guy for
Adam
the voice.
Howden. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's very good. Yeah. He's very good. I don't love the silent protagonist, Gene. It's strictly because this game is so long. There is so much dialogue, and they keep being like, you don't talk much, do you? And it's like, literally in real life, they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
That's the worst thing about this game. I think the story is pretty good, but the worst thing about the writing is that they fucking like, they beat cringe jokes down to the ground, yo.
Yes.
Like, they love a cringe joke, and they'll just keep repeating it every single time that you could, you know?
Yes, because like literally they keep calling me Chatty Cathy, and it's just like the silent protagonist, in my opinion, works really well for Zelda games when there wasn't much dialogue, especially when the game like isn't voiced in the first place and Link just like nods like the affirmative, right? It made sense. But this game is so long, there is so much dialogue, you truly are, you're telling me that if you picked up this dude who only speaks during battle, because that's also a choice. He has a ton of battle phrases, but he never talks outside. And like, you're really telling me no one would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, say something. Like, you're being rude right now.
He only reacts to things.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a weird choice to me. I just don't love that. I do love this game just sets you up with the freedom to just go out, start doing missions, start doing tasks. Like you do a couple introductory missions, and then they're like, okay, you go here to select your story missions, you go here to select side missions, go do it. And every mission has like a recommended level, and so you know like what you're getting into, and you're told to like go explore, go, unlock more of the map. They give you a reason to do so because humanity is exploring this alien planet, so you go explore, help us out, man, find more resources. There's like a little bit of like a civilization element to it, because as you explore the map, you can place these probes and you can choose like, do you want to mine ore, do you want to research? And like that's just like gave me a little like civilization vibe. It's also too because it's all these like little hexagons on the map, which reminds me of Civ. But so like that's cool. I love the freedom. I like going at the adventure at your own pace. It feels a little strange for a game of this scope, though, to have it be so non-linear. Like Xenoblade 1 and 2, very linear. You have breaks to go do side stuff. You have breaks to do like some of the stuff in the order you want. You have breaks, of course, to grind levels.
Mhm.
But in terms of like the story missions, it's quite
You're
like
moving
linear.
from place to place. Yeah,
Yes.
three is also the same way too. Where it's like, okay, you done with this story, you're done with this area. Okay, move on to the next town and the next story mission. Yeah, that doesn't happen in
Yeah.
X at all.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm liking the difference, but I'll be interested to see how I feel about it the more I play, just because knowing how large this game is a game that where you go at your own pace. Will it work for this for me? Like when I think of a game that lets you go at your own pace, like some of the Zelda titles and they're shorter games, for example, I think that, yeah, that's really good for a 20-hour experience. How will I feel about self-directed gameplay 60 hours in? Will I still be motivated to just keep going to do things? So I will say I like it for now, but I'm curious how I'll feel about the freedom later. A lot of tutorials in the
Oh, yeah.
intro.
Oh, yeah.
I literally started screaming, like in a jokey way, but because there was a tutorial screen. You hit A to close, and immediately another one came up, and it happened 6 times in a row. And I like each time I would yell slightly louder because Colin was like laughing at this, but I was like, another tutorial, bro. And then I was like, another tutorial. Like then it happened 6 in a row, like window after window after window. And I mean, this game is a much better tutorial system than 2 does, and it has an
Yes.
extensive guide that you can access in the menus.
Yes.
So I appreciate it. But they could have spaced some of that out.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
That's a consequence of how complicated these games can get, right?
Yes.
But you're right that they well, yeah, we joked about it for a couple of weeks now. But Xenoblade 2 was so bad with tutorials. It's really nice that they learned how to properly write and present tutorials, even though it's a ton of them.
Yeah.
What you said about pacing and everything, I'll be really interested because that's why you don't get the robot right away. Because I feel like once players like you start to kind of get a little overwhelmed or maybe tired or bored of the open world segments at the start of the game, you just finish a couple more chapters and like maybe 2 more chapters literally, and you get a robot. And then the robot will speed up exploration. You can jump way higher, so you can go to different places, and also like it becomes a new battle system that you have to master and learn, and a new layer of customization. So that hopefully will keep you interested. And then a couple of chapters later, you get what's called the flight module, and then that's when you can literally just start flying around like a jetpack robot, infinitely, forever. And in that case, the entire world opens up, and then that's when like the game basically unlocks completely, and you're able to explore everything, and all of the systems of the game are available to you finally.
Yeah, I think that's reassuring because I forgot I've been really into the game and like super enjoying it.
You forget that you get a robot later, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because like they mention the robots periodically. But like as of right now, my party, none of us have them.
Nope.
And so we're just bopping around on feet. And it's like, yeah, you kind of forget that you will also get one eventually.
Yeah,
so that'll mix things up a lot.
You jump so freaking high already as a regular character, right? And that's fun, right?
It is very fun. There's no fall damage, which is awesome because half of my deaths in the Xenoblade games are falling off of cliffs. They love cliffs. They love high places and cliffs, and I constantly fall off of them. So
no fall damage.
That's very nice.
Yeah, no fall damage.
But yeah, the battle system, really fun. This is the category of like, it's simple to understand. It still has like some tricks up its sleeve so that you have to master it. The way that you still have to like layer your arts with your party members to inflict like status effects, like topple, but you don't have to. You absolutely don't have to. You can still win battles if you're not clicking with the system, but it has like that complicated layer to it, the complexity to it. So you can master this, but it is not nearly as complicated as Xenoblade 2, which truly felt like this battle will take 10 times as long if you don't figure out how to inflict the status effects.
Then that's why everyone always complains Xenoblade 2 is so slow. The fights take so slow, and it's like you haven't really understood the combat system, but which is really hard to understand, to be fair, But that doesn't happen in X, where you can just mash the abilities. You're like, oh, I like hitting them with the ability, and over again. Yeah, you could just do that, and that'll be fine, and you'll get through the game just fine. But Yeah,
Exactly.
you're
And
totally right that there's a whole layer of learning about it that makes things go even faster and that level of mastery.
right, because too, if you follow the commands of your party members, if they say do melee attacks, then you will then get the boost when you hit B to get the boost, and everyone gets a little bit of health and you do more damage or whatever. And so if you actually follow those prompts, the battles are much quicker and a little bit more fun. If you don't follow the prompts, though, you'll still manage just fine. So I like that a lot. I don't love the soundtrack. It's only because it's all over the place. Like
You don't like that? Oh, you.
I hate it. No, Gene, I hate that song so much. Okay, like I brought out the stress ball for people watching the video. Like as soon as Gene did that, I picked up the stress ball because I got so upset. This is a Microsoft Outlook stress ball. It's That's literally, you might think Gene's exaggerating. That is the theme song that plays when you're in like the hub city. And it sucks. It sucks. Like that's the whole thing. And it loops. It's like a 15 seconds of that. And the soundtrack in general is just all over the map. Like, okay, because I made notes. During battle, sometimes there's like
Brad, if you're looking at it, look up NLA nighttime theme.
Okay.
It's a night theme, yeah.
It sucks, bro. I guess I'm out at night a lot, so I thought it was like the default city theme.
It's a night theme, yeah.
There's a rap rock song that plays during battles, but then sometimes you get the rap rock song. Sometimes you get this beautiful duet that's a man and a woman singing, and it's like really epic, and I like that one. But then other times you get like the weird rap rock song, and it's like I don't understand what we're doing. And then sometimes you get this like real funky bass line, and I like that one, but it just doesn't fit.
You know what's fucked up about the rap rock song is that before this game, the rap rock song gave us the most lore about the other big alien species on the planet as well. Like the game provides no information on the other important alien species in the story. But you have to listen to the lyrics of the rap rock song to understand that the other species are called the ghosts and what they're here for.
Sucks.
Yeah, I mean it just goes to show how incomplete the Wii U game was, because like the rap rock song was referencing things that wasn't in the game yet.
Yeah, this is actual lore, okay? But it's like I just don't understand.
I'm so glad you brought up the soundtrack.
You'll
get used to it. I'm not saying that it's incredible to listen to it the first time around. It might be Stockholm syndrome for me, at this point.
But because the other thing too, it's the choice to have lyrics in the first place, because when you are in like a boss battle and the song has looped for the third time, and it's like, and I'm hearing this guy rapping for the third time, and it's like, this should just be an instrumental. You should play the lyrics once and then just be instrumental. Because some of these battles,
I'm on a whole different planet.
I hate it, Gene. I can't like.
Can anyone hear me? I need a bigger gun.
It's so, and then the duet though, I like the duet, but when it loops around for the third time,
the duet is beautiful,
fight, and I'm like, okay, well now it's like it's losing its mojo. I'm only 10 hours in, and the soundtrack's already starting to like lose its luster. And I know I have so much more to play.
The every time you fly in your robot, that has its own theme song too. And,
oh, great! I can't wait to find out what it is.
So if you're really gonna be farming a lot, I recommend just turning the music off, and if it really bugs you that much,
put the Game Grumps on.
Yeah. This is a perfect Game Grumps podcast game for sure. Like I listen to a ton of podcasts playing this game for sure, and that's why I was able to ignore the music. I love the music, but it's only because I've heard it for like hundreds of hours at this point. But I completely understand why it's very off-putting, especially since they're using fucking like free sample like rap ad libs. Oh yeah.
And it loops 10 seconds in. That's the whole. And like I was literally at a menu like buying things, and I turned the sound off because I was like,
and the daytime song is like another like really loud like raucous like rock song where it's like, I can't see you, I can't hear you. It's just over and over again. It's a wild soundtrack. I don't blame you.
It's like
composer Hiroyuki Sawano, composer of Attack on Titan.
One guy composed all of those different things.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Because it feels like one guy started the game and like he died or something, and then they're like, we need someone else to finish the soundtrack. And like because Brad, they are just so different. The songs do not fit.
It's like schizophrenic, that whole
soundtrack. I don't even mean, so for example, like great example, Golden Sun, okay? And it's like you go to a new town and this town has like the Chinese theme. So it has like the pagoda style buildings and it's got like the music, but it's all the same style of music in theory. Like you could play a whole CD of that and it's like, yeah, these songs feel related in a way. Everything in this game just feels like your Spotify shuffle playlist.
Yeah.
Everything from like the 80s, 90s,
like, that's what I call music 1995 edition. Yeah.
It's exactly that.
So here's what he said in his blog, where he says, despite Team Media Dragon, Gundam Unicorn, and Attack on Titan being some of his most popular works, on a personal level, he felt that musically, his work on Xenoblade Chronicles X was the first project he felt that he was able to pursue the international soundtrack sound he was aiming for. So I think that might explain like why he went like so crazy in all the different genres. Because he's like, and this was before he worked on Attack on Titan. So he says like it really informed like how I approach music. So it's like we're getting like the crazy experimental phase of his career basically at the beginning before he was able to kind of like really batten down on a sound or whatever. But that's why we get rap rock songs and funk songs and, you know, duets and ballads and and basically every genre of music on the planet in this game for some reason.
Yeah. It's a lot to take in. I remember just being genuinely startled each time the song would change because it was so stylistically different from the one that played before it. And it's just like, okay, I guess that's what we're on to now. So, like, I don't know. It's just very odd. The last thing I want to say, they are making damn sure that you don't get lost in the story because they repeat like the story beats constantly.
Oh yeah.
I was 3 hours into the game and they gave me an entire recap on why we were on this planet.
Oh yeah.
Which I had just watched very soon, before that. And then they had a whole conversation about it. And then they were like, so let's recap. And I was like, no, don't. Like
you have to watch Earth's destruction like 5 times, like no joke, like 5 times in like the first few hours, you know?
It's like the intro to the game. And they're like, well, in case you forgot. And it's like, I didn't. But I understand because like
the game's
Xenoblade 1 and 2 were convoluted. Like those, I loved those games, but the story did 1 not so much, 2 for sure. You're just kind of like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
and it is a lot. So this time around, they're like, we're gonna repeat things constantly.
Well, here's the thing. This is their first game after Xenoblade 1. They made this before Xenoblade 2. So it's like they kind of went backwards. But that's the thing. Xenoblade X is the only game they've ever made where the entire studio worked on it. Xenoblade 2, like a portion of the studio worked on it. Xenoblade 3, a portion of the studio worked on it. But Xenoblade X is like the entire company is like all in on this. So it's kind of like a little messy, but also like it's their first game after Xenoblade 1. And it's their first like seamless open world. So like it really did feel like that they were like a little unsure of how to like, you know, approach like an open world story. So they felt maybe they needed to repeat a lot of things, which is funny because like the story is so simple and Xenoblade 2 is the one that needs to be repeated like a ton, you know? Like it's so funny.
I mean, I played the entirety of Xenoblade 2. I watched a recap video because I was kind of lost by the end. It just got to a point where I was like, I'm not sure what's going on, and I still can't explain it to you.
Yeah, I forgot a lot of the story, honestly, of Xenoblade 2. I remember the beginning and the end, but everything in the middle, I've totally like just memory hold.
Dude, all that. Like I'm not gonna spoil this. I'm not gonna spoil it. But there's literally like there is a character like very central to the game, and like her story is so stupid. And like I just was like, I can't figure like what are you telling me right now? And then like they just like abandon it, like they abruptly just like, all right, ignore that now. We're not gonna ever talk about that again. It's like, what? Like you just gave me like this revelation about this character, and then you're like, forget it. We're not gonna talk about that ever again. And like
I mean,
Yeah.
Xenoblade 1 kind of had the issue too, where like Charla is kind of left by the wayside in the story. It's like she just doesn't party. She's got nothing to do with the story, you know.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing about X as well right now, is because the game is essentially like you work for the government. So they're kind of like, here are your party members. And it's not the same feeling as going to a new town, having an event, picking up a party member. It doesn't, you don't feel very close to them as of right now. And that's a little disappointing. Like, it's
not
like
yet.
key feature JRPGs for me.
So here's a tip for you, Micah. You will get to know your party members through affinity missions.
Yeah.
Affinity missions are very, very deep, and there's a lot of story to them. And that's where you'll get your huge character moments, and that's when you really get to know the team. Do not do them before you meet the requirements, and I would recommend actually don't even bother doing them until you get your robot, actually, because sometimes they'll send you like the game design is kind of fucked up. They did fuck up in the game design where the game will send you into like really dangerous places really early on.
Yeah, I discovered that.
Yeah, and then the affinity missions, you can't get out of affinity missions until you finish them, and you can't do any other side quests. So just do regular basic side quests and just finish the main story for now, and just focus on leveling up and getting some good gear. Once you get your robot, then I think you're good to go to basically do affinity missions, and that's when the story and the writing and the characters and the cast will really show up for you. Think it's like Mass Effect. They're really copying Mass Effect in this regard. Like they were super inspired by Western RPGs, like Mass Effect and Skyrim in this regard. So that's why Skyrim, your character doesn't talk there either, because they were copying that too. You know, because Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I said this on Summon Sign, but Chronicles X was created because Takahashi was looking at the JRPG landscape, and he was like, why are all these white people making all of these interesting seamless world open world RPG games, and none of us are doing this? Nobody in Japan is doing this. Why don't we do this? Why don't we have our own Skyrim? You know, it's crazy. So that's what Xenoblade Chronicles X ended up becoming. It's like this is our attempt at making the choice driven seamless open world, you know, sci-fi high fantasy RPG, you know.
Yeah, that's excellent insight, Gene. And I'm having fun with it. I'm 10 hours in, looking forward to playing more of it. But those are my early thoughts on it. I really do like it a lot. I don't want to harp on it too much and have people think I'm having like a negative experience. I really am enjoying it. The combat's super fun still, and I'm having a blast with it, and excited to like unlock more arts, more weapons, and everything. But yeah, man, that soundtrack. it's gonna turn into a podcast game real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be our podcast theme. You know, I can't hear you. I can't say you. I don't know, Brad, you didn't tap into this music too.
I listened to some of it. That one you're telling me, the night theme.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I'd be able to take that either. I listened to it and I was like, they probably should have had 85% less yes in it. Yeah. But I'm thinking, Gene, like maybe when I'm playing it, maybe it makes more sense to me or something like that. Maybe the vibe is better.
It won't.
The vibes are really, really weird. I wouldn't even say that the vibes better. It's just that if you're just playing this game for like 170 hours, like I have, then you stop caring about it. It just becomes part of the background. Yeah, and it just becomes like part of your life at that point. You know, you're just like, this is my life at this point. You know? So,
all right, Gene, anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm still playing Chronicles X. I'm you know, they just to turn on the online last week. So now the global super bosses are available online. And what sucks is that we're now limited to only 10 tries against the global super bosses. So you know, Enil, the YouTuber, he's able to hit the damage cap, but he can only do it 10 times. So he can't kill the boss for us. So we need all you players to get out there and watch his videos and level up, so we can all kill the boss together and get these rewards. We talked about Chronicles X enough. I do have a surprise game.
Oh.
That popped up after our conversation yesterday with Summon Sign and Assassin's Creed Shadows. I do feel bad that we spend most of the time just bashing on Shadows, because you know there are some good stuff about it, but all that Assassin's Creed talk made me realize, hey, we just had an Assassin's Creed game came out just about a year ago. Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Yeah.
So I went back and played that. I went back to my file and I beat it in 22 hours, which is like wow. I was like what an incredible game that must have been to finish a game in 22 hours. But then I went back and I was like, oh, there's a whole bunch of side quests I didn't finish. So I went back and last night and I just decided to just dust off some side quests. And you know what? I was having a good ass time. I was having a nice time filling out that map. And you know what? I think I like Assassin's Creed Mirage better than the Shadows.
Damn. Okay.
At least at this point, I think the combat system is better. I think it's more interesting because the parry mechanic is more immediate, and kind of difficult too to land. You know, all of his abilities are in one person. You know, combat and stealth. I can still throw ninja stars as Basim in AC Mirage.
Yep.
It still has the copy and paste mission design. When I started to find like the blueprints for my armor, I wanted to clear that out, right?
Yeah.
You kind of go into the different tombs, and then when I went into the tombs, I was like, oh my god, these are the exact same puzzles as in Assassin's Creed Shadows. They just lifted the same template for like they're just moving the same template throughout the games. You know, you go into a tomb, and then here's a bunch of puzzles and walls and like shelves that you have to move around, and you have to. It's block puzzles again. You know, it's crazy. So, as much as I was loving like the overall gameplay of it, like once you get down to like try to like individualize like different dungeons and everything like that, it's the same thing. They keep relying on the same old puzzles and moving blocks around. This is God of War 1 regular design, you know. This is like Soul Reaver design, you know, from PS2, and we're still doing it here, you know.
Yeah,
and it's exhausting and it's kind of boring. So it kind of reinforced that Assassin's Creed has just been kind of the same throughout the whole series, you know. And the Shadows is not that much different. The vibes are different. And I think I just like I think I like Baghdad and Mirage better than I do in Japan, because you know, it's just smaller and it just feels a lot more intimate. And, you know, the assassination missions are, you know, I think they're about the same as Shadows. Like they're pretty cut and paste too. So,
okay.
But, you know, I like the vibes better. And just a reminder, Assassin's Creed is good. It's just kind of there, you know? Yeah.
I think I titled the episode Assassin's Creed Shadows is aggressively decent.
It's decent, yeah. I think that's a great way to describe it. I don't get people that you know, like Rick Hogue, a good friend, who calls it the best Ubisoft game ever made. And I'm like, it's not Ghost Recon Wildlands, that's for sure. That's the best Ubisoft game ever made. Is Ghost Recon Wildlands. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I don't understand the superlatives of people like Rick or other folks who say, oh, this is easily the best Assassin's Creed ever. Like, it's not Brotherhood. You know,
or the first one. The first one's the best one.
I like the first one too, you know. So someone in the comments of the Summon Sign says I was wrong about how AC1 didn't have unique assassinations. I'm like, no, AC1 did have unique assassinations. I'm just saying, like, it's the same mission structure the whole time, where you're going you're going to go listen to something and then you go assassinate them, you know. That's what I'm talking about. But yes,
it is just repeating.
Yeah, they're just rinse and repeat, but they did have interesting, you know, different scenarios and different stories, you know. And it's crazy that the series can't improve on that, and they kind of tried to do that in Unity and in Syndicate, and then for some reason they moved away from that. And you know, Origins and Valhalla have none of that, and all we're getting is block puzzles. And even Mirage, the shorter, simpler game, still had to rely on copy and paste a mission design, which is crazy. So, but yeah, still a fun game though, and you can probably get it for cheap. Runs well on the Steam Deck too, so that was a good time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that and getting back more. You know, I talked about Kingdom Come Deliverance, so I want to talk about that more. But you know, I'm right where Micah, where I just got to Rattay, and I just started, Captain Bernard is just starting to teach me how to learn how to fight and shoot archery. So I spent a lot of good time just hanging out with Bernard and just like training sword fighting with him, and really getting the hang of it and having a good time doing that.
I'm so glad. One of the things I missed the most playing the second one was I really missed because the miller, like once you have Rattay, I mean, he's always like, "Hey, lad," how about a little wager on the tourney? And like I I just miss that so much because he says it constantly.
Mhm.
And it's one of those things that like, oh, I didn't know I'd miss him until he was gone.
The
Yeah.
vibes are really good. Like I can tell that you miss characters here because it really makes you feel like you're home. Like, oh, this is really a space that I'm occupying and living and getting to know.
Yeah.
I heard that in KCD2 they kind of remove all your abilities and everything like that. Do you just fucking forget how to read KCD2?
No.
Or do you keep
So
that at least?
You can read.
Okay.
yeah, you can still read, and you can just still raise the level, of course, and how people interact with you based on like your learnedness.
Mhm.
It's up to you to just keep furthering your education. What I'll say, spoiler free, is that KCD2 is the best example of a game de-leveling you with a reason, and it makes sense, and it was fair. Like that's all I'll say.
That's interesting. Wow.
It was a very fair way to do it, and it was the first time I was like, yeah, all right. Like you didn't
Yeah.
upset me with that, because it is frustrating when you play the sequel to something. It's like, and you're level 1 again. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
Metroid.
dude,
Yeah,
like
you get Samus.
I killed God in the
Yeah.
last game, and now you're setting me back to like I'm a potato farmer with a hoe for my first weapon. Like you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But having fun with KCD, thanks to you.
Yay.
I'm playing this game and I was like, how the fuck did Micah play this and find Tears of the Kingdom confusing? Like I don't get it. It's crazy. I'm trying to pickpocket in Kingdom Come Deliverance. I was like, oh my god, this game is not. You want to talk about bad tutorials? Like Xenoblade, Monolith Soft and Xenoblade 2 and Warhol Studios needs to get together and make it like tutorial to video game.
Oh, dude, yeah, I had to when it came to the pickpocketing, especially because like the lock picking was a bit more straightforward. The pickpocketing, I did have to like go on YouTube and like get an explanation because
that's what I did.
The written tutorial made no sense.
Is it like
no
news?
sense to me whatsoever? I kept asking dude over and over again, the miller. I was like, I'm very stupid. I don't know how to read. Can you explain that to me again? And he would just show me things to read. I was like, I just told you, I don't know how to read, and this game is making me feel like I don't know how to read when I'm reading that crap. This game makes you feel illiterate, like it's very immersive in that way, So my illiterate ass also had to go to YouTube and watch a tutorial on how to do it. It was just a minute and 30-second long video, and I got it immediately. I was like, thank you, video. I'm so stupid. But now I got it. So
no, you're a visual learner. That's all it is. But back then, all they had was paper to write on. They didn't have videos.
Right.
That's true.
That is true. Cool. For me, I have been playing A Link Between Worlds a little bit. I talked about this some more on some time, but still great. I really like it. I'm in low rule right now. I've done like 2 or 3 dungeons in there. It's a delightful game. Very cute looking, Micah. Cute little game. Super fun. I got to some points and I was like, oh, this is probably where Micah looked at a guide. There was like this one room where it's all very dark and some stuff like walls only show up in certain like angles with the darkness.
Oh,
and you had to like
that was
it was like a maze, and I was like, well, how the fuck do I get through this? And I just noticed like a little tiny crack in the wall, and I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, this could be easy to miss. I can imagine Mike getting furious at something like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
totally.
my major hang up with that game, like the main thing I needed a guide for was the fact that the overworld map is a puzzle in itself.
Yeah.
And like there's one sequence where like to get to a certain place in low rule, you got to start in low rule, do a sequence, switch back to high rule, do a sequence, switch back to low rule, and you had to there's involved like a little bit of platforming. So like if you messed up, you had to go all the way back to the beginning. I was furious. But like that's the stuff I needed the guide for, only because it's like I would not have put together that you have to hop to 3 different locations to get to this dungeon in the end. Like I was just like, I don't want to throw myself at the wall this many times until I figure it out.
Yeah, well, you did. You got there. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I look forward to playing more, hopefully soon, because I really do like that game a lot. And I think it's a nice entry point for the series, honestly. It's pretty forgiving in a lot of ways, and not a huge map.
No, and a really good little story. It made me cry. So it has that going for it.
Yeah, it's a nice little story. And last night I started playing the first Berserker Kazan, which is a spin-off in the a Dungeon and Fire universe. They had another spinoff that was done from this universe was DNF Duel, that fighting game that Arc System Works did. But anyways, this is a Souls-like game where you play as this berserker who gets possessed by a spirit, and it is a very violent and feels very good, honestly. I think this is a very good Souls-like, Gene. I was very surprised when I played this. Way better than I expected it to be. Got a couple weapon types you can kind of invest in. It's really nice. You can respec your character whenever you want. Not only do you level up like normal stats you would in a Souls game, but you have a skill tree, and it's usually for specific weapons. Like the first weapon you get is a sword and an axe, so you're like very fast with them. Later on, you get a great sword, then like a spear and stuff like that. So I've been messing with all that kind of stuff. But really cool boss fights. I fought a boss for a while. It's a very challenging game, I would say. In some ways, like one boss took me over 10 times to beat or something like that, I would say. And I'm only played like 3 hours of the game. So if this is like your first Souls, like you're maybe going to have a hard time, but so far I'm really digging it. There's quite a bit of loot, not Neo style loot or Rise of the Ronin where it's like puking out loot constantly or anything like that, but there is quite a bit of loot to change your gear from. It looks really nice, has some nice voice acting. Ben Starr is the main character in it, so that's very nice. It's a good game. I'm going to play more tonight. Still super early, so I got to figure out a lot more about the game, but I am enjoying it so far. So if you're looking for a new Souls-like, this could be the one for you. All right. You guys talked a lot about Xenoblade, but let's stick with it a little bit. A data miner, Master Grader, has discovered that the game's executable is a hidden 60 FPS, but appears to be unfinished. Quote, it seems to be implemented by only partially, since enabling it will cause weird issues. This could be a sign of backwards compatibility enhancements for Switch 2, perhaps. So this could be a sign. We've had things like this in the past. I think Paper Mario had something like a 4K mode or something like that. This could be hints at Switch 2 backwards compatibility. If you put in the Switch 2, could do something like that. That'd be awesome. But I want to know, what do you guys think? Anything about this?
Yeah, music to my ears.
It looks fine the way it is. You don't need it.
I played it for 200 hours, so obviously you don't need it. But my God, it looks great in 60 FPS. So, but I certainly wouldn't need it anymore at this point. You know.
Yeah.
I think I might be done playing the game. So.
Yeah, I think so, Gene. I think you've played
move
enough.
On.
Yeah. Again, that's why I'm playing Assassin's Creed games and Kingdom Come Deliverance. You know. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely time to move on to a different game. But it'd be very happy. For me, I would love to play Xenoblade 3 over again in 60 FPS. That's for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I would like to because I've never played 3 still. So they're doing 60 FPS patch. That'll be good incentive.
3 performs amazingly. There's the 3 performs better than the X in terms of like how it moves, but it's very, very low resolution. So I would love to sharpen that image up and make it look pretty. You know. Yeah.
All right. So a couple people wrote in about Xenoblade, so I just thought I'd put it into just this one category.
All right.
This is Tim Shatan, or Shatan. Hi there, punching uppers. I'm now over 14 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles X. As someone who loved the original, it feels so great to revisit the game. The one thing I do very much miss is the gamepad map. I'm finding it a tad challenging to trying to navigate a certain hexagon on the map without being able to glance down and see it that I am indeed running in the correct direction. Should Monolith Soft look into adding some kind of expanded mini-map that can help out more in this regard? What do you think, Gene?
So I don't miss the gamepad. I don't like moving. Again, I don't like moving my head up and down to look at a thing. And I think I mentioned this before. I don't like video game controller gimmicks. I don't like remembering that I have a body when I play video games. You know, I want to be just a consciousness moving in images on a screen and making the story progress. That said, I don't know if you know, but press Y to bring up the map immediately. You don't have to move your head at all. It just changes the screen to the map. I do. It was fun to use the stylus to click on certain things, but I don't miss it at all. Also, you can press R1 and up. And you can shoot up a drone, and you can see your environment up in the sky. So if you really want a good look at your surroundings, do that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Luke. What's up, fist breakers or brickers? I just wanted to say I've been listening to LSM content since 2018, and Punching Up is my favorite show by far. You all bring something special to this conversation, or to the conversation, and by special, I, of course, mean mental derangement, and I love it. P.S. I quit playing MMOs years ago due to their addictive gameplay loop. Little did I know before buying Xenoblade X, I would be diving headfirst into a mostly single-player MMO that I've already spent 32 hours grinding through. Thanks, Gene. No, seriously, thanks for the recommendation. This game is awesome. Luke from London. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, Mighty Keith, the YouTuber, he was curious about the game, and he started playing it, and he was like, this is a single-player MMO. I'm like, I know. That's why I play 200 hours of it. You play like an MMO. You're grinding. You're constantly powering up and finding new things, and you're always thinking about the next thing you need.
Yep.
So fun.
Yep.
So yeah, congratulations, and you're gonna be playing for a while. Let me know if you need any tips, and you too, Micah.
Yeah.
I've been helping people out, and I got nothing else to do. I got pretty much everything I want in the game, I think, at this point.
Yeah, he's an ambassador for the game right now.
Yeah.
So go to Gene if you need help.
I am, although I've been surpassed. Dude, there have been crazy players who are already level 99 in like 2 days, 3 days. Dude, it took me like 2-3 weeks to get to level 99, guys. Like, and I thought that was fast,
Yeah.
But you guys out there some of you guys are level 99 already in a day or so. Some people are already beating the game. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is wild.
They already put their 300 hours into Monster Hunter, so they were like, I guess I have to move on to this next.
See,
and this is how they play it.
Y'all are built different. There are some players that are built different. I could not imagine playing 100. There was that meme of a tweet going around. It'd be like, yeah, I played 180 hours of Monster Hunter Wilds. So boring. So it's like. You must have had a good time if you play it for that much, but I get it though, because the game falls off after 180 hours. So yeah, I guess Xenoblade Chronicles X is boring to me after 200 hours, but I have everything.
Yeah, dog shit game.
Yeah, terrible game, falling off.
Yeah, 1 star.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We got some Chrono Trigger sales update. Actually, Square Enix put this on their Japanese website. On Square Enix's Japanese website, it's been reported by the company that Chrono Trigger has now sold over 5 million copies. Not too bad for a game that's not available on a lot of things. Right now, it's on PC and iOS, I think, or like mobile. And that's about it. That's all the places you can get it. So if they put that on modern consoles or something like that, I think that would help a lot. So hopefully they do that. 5 million is a number, but that game deserves more than that, way more than that. So I hope it gets it. But pretty interesting that Square even put that out there on their website. What do you think, Gene? Any thoughts about this?
Yeah, 5 million is not that much, honestly, right? You kind of start to understand why Chrono Trigger hasn't become one of Square Enix's, marquee titles. Because 5 million over 30 years, you'd expect more than that from what we all call maybe the best video game ever made.
Right. They haven't given you a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
Or not nearly.
And you're right, to be fair, they haven't given us a ton of opportunities to buy it either. That's Square. Mm-hmm. Square is a weird company that makes some weird ass decisions.
They sure are.
Even though I understand and defend them whenever they say a certain game like is below expectations, I totally get that. But that is because you make some strange decisions about how to spend your money and how to publish games.
Yeah.
I don't understand it still. So
yeah, we need console ports so Micah will play it. So we need it.
I'll be there first day. Because somebody like linked me to like one of like the 3DS copies. They're like, oh, it's only whatever, and it's like, oh, that's like the Japanese copy. You need a Japanese 3DS to play that. It's like, no, this game is not only $50. It's like finding a North American copy is the tricky thing, and those are getting really expensive.
Mm-hmm. All right, this one's from Micah. McDonald's is doing a Minecraft-inspired McFlurry, is our resident Minecraft expert. I'm going to read this from VGC. McDonald's has announced that its upcoming Minecraft inspired McFlurry will be going on sale early for some customers. From today, customers with the McDonald's app can get a new apple cake McFlurry. They'll be on sale everywhere Wednesday, so by the time you hear this, you guys can get this. The apple cake McFlurry consists of a soft dairy ice cream swirled with apple and shortcake pieces and finished with a sour apple sauce, according to a press release. It's going along a promotion along with their toys for the Minecraft movie, which stars Jack Black. I totally forgot about that. First of all, Micah, 2 questions. Are you going to get this McFlurry? And are you going to see the live action Minecraft movie?
No to both. First of all, the promotional photo here looks like vomit.
Yeah, it does not.
And I don't say that loosely because that's one of my most hated things in the entire world. Like, it just looks bad. It looks like Thanksgiving. It looks like mashed potatoes with peas on top. It doesn't look good. No, I can't really eat ice cream anymore anyways, but like I save it for like really special occasions. Like, first and foremost, I have to be able to stay home the next day. I got to be free. And then also it's got to be really good. And I'll be like, all right, I'll have some ice cream. That's not looking like it's worth it. It's not sounding like it's worth it. I love apple, like apple pie, apple crisp, apple crumble, but fake apple is a fine line between good and bad. And this looks like it's going to be the bad one. And no, the movie, no. If I wasn't going to see the Mario movie, which actually looked cute, I'm definitely not going to see whatever the fuck this is.
It's so weird you haven't seen the Mario movie yet.
Is it very weird?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah? You know me, Brad. Is it really that weird that I haven't seen it?
You're on a Nintendo podcast, so it is weird. Yes.
I think it came out before we started the podcast. Did it?
I don't know.
I
wasn't
remember.
around. So
James Solar is gonna be like, objection.
Yeah.
The first episode of Punching Up came out.
Yeah.
Before the movie. And I just never saw it.
Gene, are you gonna get this McFlurry?
No, I might watch the movie though. So.
Okay.
Gene, don't watch that slop. What do you mean?
I watch all the slop. So.
That's true. Sometimes
Why
you
do
just
you keep making it?
Actually, you guys reminded me that I need to catch a screening, so I'm emailing the company right now to see if I can watch the movie. So not only am I going to watch the movie, you reminded me that I need to watch the movie. So
yes, excellent. Let us know how it is, Gene, because I probably won't see it either. Okay, final news story for this week. Possibly Persona 4 Remake leaks coming in. So last year we had Persona 3 Reload. And how that was originally discovered was by, I think, on like a copyright or something like that. But now Persona or P4RE.jp was registered a few hours ago. And before for Persona 3, it was P3RE.jp. So, and when they did this 2 years ago for Persona 3, it was announced 3 months later. So it looks like it's the same thing, the same scenario, but now it's just 4, which makes sense. Of course, RE probably stood for reload before, and now I'm going to say RE stands for rewind or something like that, since it's all very TV focused with Persona 4. Yeah, this makes total sense to me. I can easily see this happening. Seems like a sure thing. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I feel like it was a game that kind of blew up Persona. You know, I mean, Persona 5 is the one that really sent it to the stratosphere, but Persona 4 is the one that got a lot of folks like me on board. You know, so and it's still beloved. People still argue that the characters are better than 5, which I still kind of do. I don't know. The characters I don't like in 5, I like more. I dislike more than the ones I dislike in 4, if that makes sense. You know. Yeah. I do like but I do think like the strengths of 5 can exceed 4. But you know, they're just different people. It's what it is. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be excited for this one. You know. It's still kind of my favorite one. It's the one that means a lot to me, at least. So,
yeah. What do you think?
I like the music better, honestly.
In 4?
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm just like I'm more nostalgic for the music for sure.
Sure.
So,
yeah. What do you think?
The music in 5 is excellent. I can't say that it's better or worse. It's just just different, and I'm just nostalgic for the soundtrack of 4 for sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm torn on if I'd actually play it or not. I played 4 only a couple years ago because I have it for Vita, 4 Golden, and so I'm kind of like, do I want to play this again? You know me when it comes to long games. It's like I already spent a lot of time with this.
Do you really want to play another the Persona game again though? That's a huge ask, right? Like I don't even want to play Metaphor again, you know?
Well, that's the thing is I would be tempted to give this another go around. Like it's like, oh yeah, well, because actually even Persona 3, I played the Switch version that was like the visual novel version. I didn't even play like the one that's like Persona 5 style, right? Because I was like, well, I'll just play the one on Switch. So do I need Persona 4 to be redone? Because I could just play it on Vita. I already have that. So I'm excited for people who haven't played it yet, but I don't know if this is really for me. I'll probably buy it for the collection just to have it. But I don't know if I truly... Am I itching to go back to this? Like these dungeons are big. There's a lot of game here. There's a lot to do. I liked the game a lot. It's excellent. I played 5 first though. Like 5 was my intro to Persona. That's what got me like interested in the series was, oh, look at this. This game looks great. And then I went back and played 4. So I'm torn on if I will play this or not, but I'm excited that it will exist if it's true.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same camp with you. I don't know if I'll play it right away. I played like 20 hours of 3 Reload, and I've played 3 before, so I was like, I think I'm good because I like know where it's going and everything like that. I mean, it was very well done, and it looked really good. I do like 4 more than 3, so maybe I would, but I don't know if I'm really in the mood to finish a Persona game right now. I don't know. Maybe when it comes out, I'll think differently, but right now I think I'm okay not buying it, but who knows?
You're right in that I'm so super not in the mood for an Atlas game right now. You know, like
I'm just not feeling it, man.
I'm just not feeling it right now. Yeah. I'm
Like,
definitely in a Xenoblade mood right now for sure. But you know, maybe in a year or so, I'll stop being that and I'll be back in a Persona mood. For sure. But definitely Metaphor has me stuffed. I'm like, I think I'm good for now. You know.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I think it's really cool, and I'm happy they're doing this because I know it'll be well done if it's like 3 at all. So
yeah, I know it'll be something I check out later. You know, like I have Persona 3 Reload. I just haven't played it yet because I'm just super not in the mood for an Atlas game right now. So
yeah, cool.
You know, give me that Assassin's Creed slop.
That's right.
No,
you're in the
that's not the answer either, Gene. That is not the answer.
More Ubi slop, please.
More Ubi slop, please.
Yeah,
there's plenty, but we need more. All right, time to end the show with some questions from the audience. First one is from Travis Stockton. Hello, fellow clown car riders. Hollow Knight Silksong Steam listing, according to SteamDB, got an update tonight, changing its copyright year from 2019 to 2025. But more importantly, it was added to GeForce Now store category. My question is obvious. Could this finally, truly, actually be the time? Will we get a Silksong re-reveal at the Switch 2 event? Will it be a launch title? Did the game ever really exist? Was Hollow Knight ever real? Are we experiencing a Mandela effect, the likes of which gamers have never seen before? I hope you all have an existentially dreadful day. Damn. This is funny, but Hollow Knight Silksong was real. I saw my old coworker play it at E3 one year. It was actually like 2019, I think I was there, something like that. So it did exist, but it has faded from reality for now. What do you guys think? Are we finally getting Silksong 2 at Switch 2 announcement, maybe?
I mean, I hope so, because I'm really sick of hearing about it.
Yeah.
I didn't play this game.
Same here.
I didn't play it. This is one of those, like, I'm real happy for you, man. Please let this game come out, because I am sick to death of hearing about it.
Yeah. I get that.
And they're feeling the same way with us about Metroid. All the Nintendo fans and the non-Nintendo fans are like, stop talking about Metroid, all right? But like, we're all in this horrible boat together. And I just want all these games to come out so we can all collectively shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I would love to shut the fuck up. Just make the games happen. That's it. Until then, though, I will continue to be annoying. But hopefully, this is a sign. Hopefully, they announce it very shortly, because I would Very much like to play Silk Song. It's been a long time coming. All right. This is from Roku. Hey, Punchers. Are there games you have not played yourself but somehow have an indirect connection with? Examples can include watching YouTube Let's Plays, watching someone else like a sibling play, or enjoying the supplementary material like the soundtrack or a film adaptation. It could even be a fond memory of seeing a game in a magazine and thinking how cool it looked, but never getting the chance to play it. For years, I've enjoyed the Wind Waker soundtrack despite never having played the game. And it got me thinking about the odd relationships we sometimes have with the media we consume. Thanks, the Snack Squatch. Oh, that's the next guy, but the Snack Squatch is next. If you're not Snack Squatch. All right. Do you guys have any memories or kind of attachments to games like this?
This is such a great question. I do. Persona 4, actually. We just talked about it. But I never actually played through all of Persona 4. I just watched my sister play through it. And we had such a great time. And I was like, wow, this Persona JRPG series seems like really, really well written and really, really interesting with some really, really awesome plot twists and everything. So really, my deepest relationship with Persona 4 is just hanging out and watching someone else play. Skies of Arcadia is another game where I just watched the whole thing. Had a really great time with it. Here's another series that you'll like, Brad. Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I know so much about the Kingdom Hearts music. I get nostalgic over the music, even though I have no idea what any of the music is referring to. You know.
Yeah.
So like your attachment to the Wind Waker soundtrack, that totally makes sense because, you know, when I hear I'm like, oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts, I remember that, but I've never finished Kingdom Hearts before. You know? So I totally get it, and I think that's what makes video games so special. And that is that, you know, they have music, they have art, they have character design, they have they have text. There's so many different ways to really be a fan of a game without actually playing it. You know, of course, playing it is the only way you can really understand a game and a property. You know, so I'm not going to claim that I understand Kingdom Hearts at all. You know, but I sure do like it to a certain extent. You know, and it's a huge reason why I still I keep committing to play it, even though I still have it, you know, because I still want to, you know.
Maybe when 4 comes around, you'll feel that wind.
When 4 comes around, that's for sure going to happen.
If we're alive.
That's absolutely going to happen. It's like Maddie playing Death Stranding 1. Now the Death Stranding 2 is out, you know, even though I didn't shit on Death Stranding. I didn't shit on Kingdom Hearts the way he shits on Death Stranding 1. So, you know.
True.
I've always had a respect for Kingdom Hearts, even though I didn't like the Tarzan level. I was like, I just can't get past the part that I don't like. But, you know, obviously there's a lot of in this series that I would like, you know.
Yeah.
I just need to get into it. Great question. I love this.
Anything for you, Micah, you can think of?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, first and foremost is Game Grumps with the Endless Ocean gameplay series that they've done, because I never played the Endless Ocean games. But just thinking of those games, they are extremely nostalgic because I watched them play them for so long. And they're fucking debauched playthroughs. They're excellent. But it's like, oh yeah, you think about Endless Ocean. I was actually so disappointed that Endless Ocean, was it Luminous? Was such a departure, because I was like, oh fuck, it's not the same at all. Because as soon as it was announced, I'm like, Game Grumps like playthrough is gonna be amazing, and then it was just such a different game. I was like, this isn't the same at all. This won't work. This will not work. And like a little tangential, but like the Walking Dead, Telltale games. My ex and I played those together. He would have the controller, and we would take turns making decisions. And that's actually how we played a lot of the Telltale series. And sometimes I'd have the controller, but primarily we would play those games together and we would just take turns making choices. We'd end up with like the most fucked results because we were, two very different ideas of what should be done. But it's like, well, it's my turn. So we played Detroit Become Human the same way. Like we played the whole game alternating making decisions. And so like when it comes to like a penultimate moment in the game, it's like, fuck, it's his turn to make the choice. Like this is bullshit. But it was really fun to play it that way and to be the backseat, like the passenger gamer. And yeah, I'm not in control of the movement, but I'm making the choices. And it was an interesting way to play it. And that's something I actually super recommend for if you're trying to get like a spouse or something, at least like a little bit into gaming, the Telltale games would be super fun for that because it's primarily clicking on things and like quick time events, but they don't even have to have the controller. You can just let them make the choices. What do you think we should do here? Should I chop off that lady's arm? She just got bit by a zombie. I chop off the arm or not? Like, and let your spouse or partner, you know, like make the choices and be involved. And while you control it, super fun.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Super fun.
So yeah, that's what comes to mind for me.
It's weird for me for like a fondness. I guess one thing I have for like a soundtrack is for Morrowind. I've never played Morrowind, but there's one song that's been used in like a million memes over the past couple years from Morrowind. I can't describe what it is, but if you've heard it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And just some of the music from that game is really good, but I've actually never even touched that game. So I always got to give them a shout out on that sense. But I'm saying like, because it's weird for growing up for me, it's like, I wasn't really watching my brother play games. He was usually watching me play games. So I don't really have that kind of attachment because I was more into games than he was. And I feel like a lot of times if I watched a friend's playing a game growing up, I also played the game. So I don't know. It's hard for me to kind of relate to that stuff, I guess. I just say like, well, I played them too, bitch. I didn't miss out.
Pro gamer like Brad over here.
Yeah. I was like, oh, can I try? Kind of thing like that.
Never met a game you didn't try to play.
That's true. I think, yeah. Maybe some sports game I watched my friends play or something like that. I'm just like, nah.
Oh,
I did. A lot of people watch fighting games the same way too, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah. Fighting games is one. I don't really play fighting games, but I'll watch people play them.
Yeah.
That's true for sure. You're right.
Yeah. You know, I love fighting games, but there's a lot of them that I don't really play, but I still love the characters, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Don't worry. You'll be back for Virtual Fighter when it comes around. Gene's coming back to the ring. Yep. Okay, this is from the Snack Squatch. Hey guys, the Wind Waker turns 22 years old today, March 24th. It's still to this day my all-time favorite Zelda. I'll never forget picking this game up as a kid from my local GameStop. My hype was through the roof. With that being said, what are your memories with the Wind Waker? When the fuck are we going to get an HD port that's not stuck on the Wii U? Thanks for all you do. All right, Gene. Wind Waker memories. What do you remember about it?
Yeah, Wind Waker is the first game I ever worked with Nintendo on back in 2020, 2003, you know?
Yeah.
When I was the entertainment editor for our school paper, the Daily Titan at Cal State Fullerton. And I wanted to expand video game coverage, you know? I wanted to expand coverage at all. And I was actually the first entertainment editor to make our entertainment section profitable in terms of ads, because I put a lot of photos of girls at spring break in bikini, you know?
Yeah,
so
smart.
I knew what sells, but I also knew video games sell too. And Nintendo actually came over. Golden Harris, the PR firm, actually came over to our little school newsroom all the way in Orange County, Fullerton, California. And they brought over a locked GameCube with a copy, with an early copy of Wind Waker in there. And they let me play it for like an hour in our little room in the school newsroom, and it was incredible. I felt like I was in. I felt like I was somebody, you know. Like here's Nintendo showing me the new Zelda, and they gave me an early review copy like a month early. You know, I was one of the first people to play Wind Waker completely. So Wind Waker is a very, very special game to me, and. I was always on board with the Toon Link look for sure. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is great. This is exactly what Zelda needs." So, yeah, Wind Waker is probably the most special. I don't know, like every Zelda game is so special. Breath of the Wild is special. Link to the Past was special, and Wind Waker is another one. You know.
Yeah, for me, I remember. It's funny you talk about like the reveal. I remember because they showed at Space World like. 2001, they showed like a cinematic thing of Link and Ganondorf fighting and like what kind of a GameCube-esque Zelda could be, and it looked like Ocarina of Time, and I was like, oh shit, this is perfect, this is awesome. Flash forward, then we just get some like little cartoon Link. I'm like, what is this? I was very confused. I was like, I didn't hate it, but I liked the old style more.
The Space World reveal was a mistake for sure.
Yeah, I was just like, huh? I was very like, it looked cool, Wind Waker, but I just remember being kind of disappointed at the way, because it didn't look like what they showed before.
Yeah, they should. They set weird expectations even for the GameCube. No
Yeah.
no GameCube game ever looked like that. Anyways, So,
Yeah.
but this was during the time of like everyone hyping 3D and Silicon Valley graphics.
Yeah,
or whatever
exactly.
Like that, Silicon industry graphics.
But I definitely wasn't one of those people that hated Wind Waker's art style or anything like that. Especially when you play it, you're like, oh shit, this looks amazing and works so well. So I definitely remember, I was in high school at the time, and I definitely remember coming home and playing it for a long time straight. It was awesome. And I always had this vague memory in my head of, we were at a family reunion, I think the summer before the game came out. And I think I was in Minnesota or something like that, I want to say. And I remember just seeing like a promotional thing for Wind Waker on a wall at a game store, and me just being like, oh shit, that's what the box art's going to look like. So cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember once you get closer to release and then you see more of the game, people started to be like, no, this shit looks fucking gas though, actually.
Yeah, when people saw more of it, yeah. And I just remember the pre-order bonus for it was like the best, because you got the Ocarina of Time and Master Quest GameCube discs.
Oh, that's right. You got the fucking disc. You got the Master Quest.
That was a sick pre-order.
GameCube. Holy shit! I think I still have that too.
Yeah, I don't have mine anymore.
That is the best pre-order bonus of all time.
Yeah, it was a sick pre-order bonus. So yeah, I look very fondly back at Wind Waker. I love Wind Waker a lot. It's not one of my tops like a lot of people's is, but I think it's a fantastic game.
I think I listed it as number 2 or 3. It's not my favorite, but it's up there for sure.
Yeah, I could maybe put it in top 5, maybe.
Yeah, top 5 sounds good.
Top 3 for me, no, but maybe top 5.
God, now I'm remembering. I used to replay the game so much.
Yeah,
especially this was when I smoked the most weed in my life. This was when I was the highest I've ever been. Because this was when I was living in my friend's garage. I've spoken about this before. All I did was just smoke weed and play video games, and I would just pop in Wind Waker, and I'd just be like, "Yo, this looks like a cartoon, man.
Yeah,
what is this, bro?" like I'm playing a Zelda cartoon, and I grew up playing the Zelda cartoons. This is fucking crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Like I still feel that way when I play Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I still talk like that when I play Breath of the Wild.
Yo, man. Yeah.
Oh man, this looks like a fucking cartoon, bro. This looks like Miyazaki, bro. Yeah.
I used to before a new mainline Zelda would come out, I would replay all of them before it. So I remember like replaying all of them before it.
Yeah, when you're young, you have that time, man.
Yeah, like when I was in junior high and high school, it's like you don't have a ton of money, you just replay a lot of your old games.
Yeah,
Get ready. I would do 3 heart challenge runs and stuff like that for them.
I did that too. I remember doing that too. I remember playing. I would at least played one old Zelda game before a new one came out. Like Zelda games are a huge thing. It's a historical event in the industry.
Yeah, Micah, you fucking loser.
Oh my god, I couldn't help being poor.
Probably too busy playing some fucking PC Engine game or something.
You know what? Yeah, it probably would have been my mom actually sent me some of my old PC games from when I was a kid, like one of the Rugrats games, like my Toy Story game that I played the fuck out of.
Yeah.
But I have Wind Waker memories. Game Grumps, that's the Butlet era. Fantastic playthrough. Really, really excellent stuff there.
Really,
like,
really
that's just
classic Game Grumps playthrough. Yes, the Wind Waker.
I think
it's one of the best.
Because actually, one of my favorite Game Grumps moments ever is like Aaron is eating like Lucky Charms out of the bag, and Dan's like, "Can I have some?" And instead of like passing him the bag, he like hands him like a sweaty handful of cereal.
Ew.
And it, and I'm pretty sure that's during the Wind Waker playthrough. So very fond memories. It's an excellent game. Hottest Ganon, hottest boat. What else can I say?
There you go. Hottest Ganon and hottest boat. All right, guys. Final write-in right here from Trill Spencer. Hey, Devil Summoners. To follow up on last week's 3DS chat, allow me to recommend a 3DS classic, Shin Megami Tensei 4. This 3DS exclusive is an absolute masterpiece with some of the best atmosphere, story, music, and gameplay that you can experience anywhere. MIO, it is not only one of the best 3DS games, it's straight up one of the best JRPGs out there. I sincerely think Brad and Dustin would both love this game, but Micah probably wouldn't enjoy how difficult it can be at the beginning. Going blind for the best experience. P.S. Please note that Shin Megami Tensei 5 Apocalypse is not the golden version of SMT5. It's actually a sequel, so don't get confused. My old coworker, Ben Moore, really liked this game a lot, and I remember him recommending it to me. It would be something I would like to play, but I don't know when the hell I'd ever get to it. Gene, any interest in SMT4?
I should play SMT in general. I'm not a Mega 10 guy. Again, I only played Persona 4, so I have SMT5 that I need to play, and I hear that's the best one. So I have SMT5 and SMT5 Vengeance on the Switch.
Yeah.
So I should just play
Check one
that,
of those
and
out.
I will someday. Again, once I'm in the mood for a long ass Atlas game, which is I'm just not in the mood right now.
Yeah.
I just finished Xenoblade Chronicles X, guys.
Give him a break.
Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles 4 can come out tomorrow, and I'll be like, can I just take a break?
Take a break. Take a break. That's me with Yakuza. I'm like, stop.
Yeah. Yakuza games or whatever like that too. Yeah, give me.
Stop.
Honestly, I stopped playing Pirate Yakuza because I was like, I think I'm good for now.
Yeah.
Because Yakuza burnout is real, and people make fun of me for playing 200 hours of Yakuza, and it's like, yeah, I could, but eventually I do get tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy to be going back to Assassin's Creed Shadows. Actually, I'm just like, oh yeah, now I can just focus on this.
All right, that's it for this episode, guys. Next week, I'm assuming the episode will be a day late, so that'll probably come out on a Wednesday because the Direct, the Nintendo 2 Switch Direct, will be on Wednesday, and we usually come out on. Oh, I'm sorry. It might come out on the same day. It'll just come out later because we shoot on Tuesdays here. That's what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
So it might come out at a later time, but we will try to get that thing out ASAP for you guys or whatever, how we're going to do it. We're going to figure some stuff out. I'm going to talk to Dustin, figure out how we want to do everything. But me and Dustin and Michael will be here like always, and we'll try to get Gene in here as well because he will be out of the house for now, but we'll try to get him in here.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want everyone's Switch 2 impression. It's going to be a Switch 2 blowout, so it'll be a lot of fun. I'm very excited to see it. I'm very excited to talk about it with you guys. What thing will Micah get mad at? What we should be pleased with? It'll be fun. It's going to be good stuff.
I can't wait. It's going to be, it's we're about to hit the big time.
Yeah, I know. We're about to hit the big time. Shoot to the top of the charts. That's right.
Yep. Help us out, guys.
Help us out.
Leave a review on the podcast network.
That's right.
The guy who told us that we're your best LSM reviewer or show, that's fantastic.
That's right.
Put that on the review sites.
Yeah.
Don't tell us that. Tell them.
Tell them, not us.
Yeah, we know we're the best.
We know, all right?
Yeah. But thank you.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Everybody, before we get out of here, Micah, any final thoughts or anything?
I mildly resent that last write-in. Because it's only because it's like the reason I hated SMT5 was because it was boring. All right, it's not because it was difficult. It's because that game's boring as fuck. All right, so don't come at me with it's difficult. You're probably correct because I don't like difficult things. But that's not why I didn't like SMT5. I didn't like it because it was really boring. Just let the record show.
Yeah, let the record show. Gene, any final thoughts before we go?
No, we'll try to see you next week when the whole Nintendo world has changed.
That's right. It's gonna be a new era.
It's gonna be a whole new world next week. So let's get excited for it, guys.
Yeah, please be excited.
What if they're like fake out? It's Wii U 2. Like, what if all the Switch 2 images were fake and it actually is like a gamepad coming back?
That would be wild, Micah. I don't even know what I would do. I'd just be like stun locked. Or something. I don't even know. It's going to be insane. I don't even want to think about that.
Brad's going to be on a watch.
Yeah. We got to get out of here, everybody. Okay, good Lord. Get us out.
Wii U aside. That's what it'll be.
Wii U aside? Yeah.
Wii U aside. Yeah. That's what we'll call the episode. Wii U aside.
Wii U aside. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.